Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hi, we're here. We're playing D&D for Extra Life. Hello, friends. Um, if audio levels are good, chat, let me know. I think this should be fine. But hey, what's up? Hi, welcome to JoshCon. I'm wearing a shirt. I made a shirt just for this. Um, Thanks for being here. The point of the day, the point of this whole event is to raise some money for Extra Life. We had someone agree to double the first $100 raised today, and we've already had the first $100 of the day come in, which is great. So we're waiting on that doubled money to come in. When we reach $1,000, hold up. When we reach $1,000 on the day, we are going to give up this Talented Claw Whiskey Barrel Dice Vault. It is very nice. It smells like whiskey. It's also made out of wood, and it's beautiful. We have some more milestone things that are happening, and some that haven't been announced yet, but we'll get there. We do have 2 giveaways today, which I also want to just tell you about before we get going so that I don't forget, because I will forget. At the break, we're going to give away this t-shirt. Check it out. It's from Session Zero Gaming. It's got an owlbear cub on it. It's very cute. So please, take a look at that. There will be an opportunity for that at the break. There will be a little keyword that you'll enter, and we'll make that happen. And then at the end of the session, as we're doing our wrap-up and call-outs, we're going to give away D&D Beyond code for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, which released today. Yay! You can get it first on launch day if you win that giveaway. So definitely stick around for that. If you don't know what Extra Life does, they're this great charity that helps children's hospitals. I'm located in the Chicago area, and so today all of our proceeds are going to go to the local children's hospital here called the Robert and Ann Lurie's Children's Hospital. I don't know the name. It's a big long name. Look, I work in healthcare. I should know this. I talk to people from. It's fine. Don't nobody judge me. I was up late last night. It's fine. We're all happy. We're good. Anyways, so that's what we're gonna do. We're here to play some D&D, and with that being said, let's go ahead and do some quick introductions. Words.
Things.
They're hard.
You're on my channel. My name's Josh. Thanks for being here. Let's go around and do some introductions. I'm going to start with Babs.
Oh, snap. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Babs the Bat. Hi, guys. I am, like I said, Babs the Bat. I am the community manager, creative director, marketing person for Rock Punch ATL. You can also find me on my channel, Chaotic Tiefling ATL. If you haven't guessed, I'm based in ATL. But I just love doing nerdy things, and you can just follow me on Twitter and find out what I'm doing, because I do a lot, and I'm everywhere all of the time.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. But I'm super excited to play today.
And can you just tell us your character's name and class, and if there's anything super important we need to know about them?
Absolutely. I am playing Narcissa, who is a red tiefling sorcerer, but she is a little dark and shadowy. Yes.
Very nice.
And I'm very excited.
Very nice. I'm going to toss it over now to Zach.
Hey, my name is Zach Price. You can find me across most social media as at Zach Meow. I'm a voice actor, audiobook narrator, and voiceover artist and music producer. You can find my audiobook work on Audible, Amazon, or iTunes. Just search for the name Zach Price, or you can find me on Spotify, some of the music that I've produced, under the name Zach Meow. And today I will be playing the part of Elowin, an aged wood elf cleric who spent most of his years in service to the people, going and taking care of the nasty things that go bump in the night, so that common folk didn't have to live through these horrors. I've done my time, and I really just feel like I'm badly in need of a rest. But duty still calls, and I will do what I must.
I will just note that I love hanging out whenever Zach does his DJ streams. I love hanging out for those on Twitch. Those are fun. And our break music today is written by Zach, so check that out when we're on break. Kirsten.
Hello, my name is Kirsten. I don't really have anything to plug, but my Twitter is Clerical Cleric if you want to come hang out. Today I will be playing Lady. That's not her real name, but she goes by Lady, and she is a dwarf druid, and she does have a beard because I think all lady dwarves should have beards.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that brings us to Addie.
Hi, that's me. I'm Addie. I do lots of voice work and I write a lot, especially audio dramas. And I'm in a lot of different podcasts and other nonsense, which is great and fun. So you can check out my stuff on Twitter. That's where I'm most active. Today I am playing a sort of like a rogue doctor named Juliana, and she is an anomaly. These are homebrew sort of things. So she's basically undead. Yeah, and that's going to be a time and a half. I'm very excited for it.
Awesome. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Anne-Marie.
All right, so I'm Anne-Marie. You can find me across most social media as That Gregory Girl. I am a teacher. Shout out to any of my students who may or may not have showed up yet. And today I'm playing one of my favorite characters. Her name is Afra. She is an ASMR sorcerer, high charisma, low dexterity, so very friendly, but very clumsy, not unlike yours truly.
Wonderful. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. And even though the music that we've been listening to so far has been very lighthearted, it's about to get a little bit more interesting. My friends, you as a party, as a group of travelers who may or may not necessarily like one another, but have found yourselves moving together. It is, by most estimates, much safer to travel in a group than it is to travel individually, especially this time of year. You see, it's starting to get cold outside, and up here in the far north, it is it's a little bit dangerous. From winter wolves to yetis to charging woolly mammoths, you need to be careful, or you could find yourselves in a great deal of trouble very, very quickly. And that's the kind of climate that we find ourselves in today, as you are just kind of arriving here in this winter town called Frosthaven. It's not a super original name, but that's where we are. You've been here for maybe an hour or so, had a chance to get the lay of the land, and found yourselves in the one and only tavern / inn that is located here. It is called the Ice Castle. We're going for a real wintry theme. It's because I went outside today and it was cold. Honestly, that's the inspiration, is it's cold outside. And so as you find yourselves here at the Ice Castle, you can see that there are a number of folks who are in their cups, drinking, even though it's barely even past noon. It's still very early in the day, but there's not much to do. It's cold outside. Farmers can't farm. Merchants don't want to be outside. They want to be in the indoors where it's warm, where a fireplace can take care of you, keep you from freezing to the bone. As you enter here, what types of things might you be looking to do? Would you grab a drink? Would you get someplace to stay? Would you look for food, or are you looking for something else?
I want a drink. I'm cold. I want a drink.
Absolutely.
How many people are in this tavern?
Right now, there's maybe 12 or so patrons, and then there is one gentleman behind the bar.
It looks like they're already in their drinks. No reason why they shouldn't have a few more. I'm going to dig deep and see what coin I have. And this tavern seems a bit dreary.
You
Is there a
certainly.
bar? Is there a bard about? We need some music. We need some music and some drink. This should be a place. This should be a fest hall, not some place of dour faces and downturned heads. I'm gonna put what coin I can on. Sir, behind barkeep. Could we get drinks for everyone here, especially the short guy in the corner? Doesn't look like he's having much fun at all. Get him too.
Sure, and thank you for your generosity, good sir. To what do we owe the pleasure of you visiting these parts?
You know, that's a damn good question. I would have chosen a more tropical spot myself. Tend to get a little achy in the cold, but I suppose I'm just here to spread a little cheer. Our Lady Sharis, well, she doesn't look favorably upon the taverns, inns, and fest halls that are so gloomy.
Aye, well, we could certainly put a little cheer back in the cups of these folk, at least. And with that, he'll call out, "Hey, everyone, listen up. We've got a round of drinks here on this fine fella. Come on, line up, and I'll fill your cups." And there's a couple of hearty cheers and a couple of people who begin to stumble towards the bar. Some are a little more far gone than others. As this is happening, Narciso, we can say that you've already made your way to the bar and gotten your drink and gotten out of the way of the crowd before everyone starts to head that direction.
Efra was trailing Narcissa. As soon as Narcissa said she wanted a drink, she follows behind, and she's cupping a little flame in her hands and kind of keeping it close to her.
Very good. So in that case, what do we have Lady and Juliana doing?
Well, Lady thinks it's a little stuffy in here, so she's sitting at table. She has her own. She BYOB. She makes her own moonshine. This is PS I don't need. So, she's just hanging out, watching her stupid friends get their water drinks.
Okay. Duly noted. Juliana, what are you up to?
Juliana says nothing, looks very bored, and goes to sit at the table with Lady. And looking over at Lady, Juliana kind of raises her brow and says, "Well, if you're gonna die, that's the way to do it."
Do you want some? Do you want to die too? I won't die. You might die. Would you like?
She sort of like puts her hand up and says, "I've already gone down that path once. I'd rather avoid it for now."
I respect. Would you like some jerky or something? Like beef jerky instead?
Sustenance would be great in the form of
Alright.
food, yes.
Lady,
Yes.
will that drink make me warm?
Warm-ish? Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah. Go ahead.
She'll
think
take
you-
she'll
I
take
think-
like a Narcissa will take like a small drink of it because she is definitely not as stout and hearty as Lady. But she knows that strong drinks make you feel warm in the tummy.
That's what they do.
They trick you.
Yeah.
If I need to make a con save, let me know.
I'm not gonna make you make a con save. I will say that it burns.
Okay, good.
It's not the cleanest alcohol you've ever had, but it does the job pretty effectively.
Yeah.
The warmth starts right here. You might even cough or choke a little bit, but it goes right down and warms you to the core.
It
Um,
does remove nail polish. So if you need that.
dual purpose.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
As this is happening, as there's now this sudden rush of movement here in the tavern, the short fella that you indicated, Eluin, might need a particular cheering up, comes over. This is this elderly gnome gentleman. He'll kind of come over to you and say, "Well, hey there, Sonny. Thanks for those drinks. What's your name?"
I am Elwin of the Green.
Oh, it's very good to meet you. Of the Green, what does that mean?
It's an order I served long ago. Retired, but
Oh, me too.
just a couple of old geezers then, aren't we?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a geezer just yet, but maybe pretty soon. I got a couple of good teeth left. See, and it kind of bears his lips away, and he's got like 4 or 5 teeth still. He's in pretty good shape, honestly.
I wish I'd worn my other armor.
It's okay. It's okay.
I have no. I have a few dragon's teeth embedded in the armor.
Oh, well, that's kind of neat.
From an old campaign, but well, perhaps you could have made use of them.
I've never tried having false teeth before. That sounds kind of
Oh,
cool.
there's nothing false about them.
Well,
And nothing quite like having real dragon teeth, from what I hear.
Interesting. I wonder if they'd fit in my mouth.
Oh, we could make them fit.
Well, anyways, it's very nice to meet you. My name is Brooks.
Brooks.
He'll reach out a hand to shake yours.
Brooks, it certainly is a pleasure, sir.
Yes.
You're a very interesting fellow.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I used to sell all of the, metalworking things here. I don't work in a forge. I would rather not get my hands dirty, but I used to sell everything. I had a nice deal with the blacksmith, but after the forge got shut down, business has been a little bit slow.
Forge shut down? What
No,
is a
well-
town? What is a town like this without a proper forge?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's a real shame, but there's only so much that can be done. What after the old blacksmith kind of got his got on the bad side of one of them big old giants, and they didn't see too kindly to him supplying the weapons to the people who were trying to hunt him. So they took out the forge.
Oh. Giants.
Yeah, they're very tall.
Indeed, they are. Foul-tempered.
Yeah.
Bad posture. Bad breath.
Oh, yeah.
Bad attitudes.
I agree. What are we talking about again?
Giants.
Ooh, I don't like giants.
Not particularly fond of them myself.
I don't say. Yeah. Well, anyways, thanks for the drink, mister. And he'll kind of begin to saunter back to his corner, a little bit happier, a little bit slightly better spirits.
And as he begins walking away, I grab him by the wrist and take my cup and pour half of my wine into his.
Ooh, very kind of you, sir. And he'll kind of mosey off and sit back down in his corner.
And I'll finish my wine.
It's pretty good. That's a pretty good wine. The rest of you, as you observe perhaps this conversation going on, you can see almost immediately that the spirits are lifted. The bartender, at your request, did send a runner to try and fetch a bard of some type who might liven things up a little bit. especially after you so generously covered, their rate for the day. So there's a little bit of hustle and bustle as people are trying to put a little makeshift stage together. It's just a table.
Can we get more than one bard? Like maybe a dozen? But this place looks like it needs is a mass looting.
Well, if you're gonna pay for that, you don't expect the house to buy that many bards, do ya?
No, I'm sure any bard worth their salt will have coin tossed at them.
Well, you make a good point.
I'm more of what you would call an organizer.
And what exactly are you organizing? Some
Some
kind of
cheer
concert?
for this. Some cheer for this. A reason for people to be here besides just wallowing in their drink.
Okay.
And speaking of, I heard from this gnomish fellow over here something about giants came and did away with your local forge. What's the blacksmith doing now?
Oh, well, he's not doing very much right now, to say the least. He's kind of sitting about. He's over there, and he'll point to one kind of sullen-looking gentleman kind of sitting by the fire. Someone who has not yet made it over to the bar to replenish their cups. But you can see there is a kind of middle-aged human, kind of got short, dark, black hair, and he's just got a cup in his hand, kind of swirling it and taking a look at it. Yeah, he hadn't been doing much. Honestly, he spends most of his time here. It's a little too close to winter to do a full construction project, so gotta wait until spring.
Thank you for the information.
Aye.
Anytime.
Yeah, I'll see about those bards.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. As this is going on, there is one kind of slightly. I don't want to say. She probably looks like maybe she's in her 50s. This half-orc woman who will stroll over to the table where Lady and Juliana are, and perhaps Afra and Narcissa have made their way back. I don't know. But she's going to kind of walk over and sit down next to you at the table, just wherever there's an open spot. It's going to sit and hunker down. So, what brings you lot here? Anything
Well,
in particular?
I do not know why they are here, but I am here for a summer vacation. I am here to enjoy the tropics. Nature. It's very beautiful this time of year.
Okay,
But
so
I
you've got a
found-
sense of humor.
No, I have been told I do not, actually. It's unfortunate.
Well, you're in the wrong spot.
Correct. Yes, this bar is not good, so probably wrong spot. If you have right spot, I will take us.
Yeah, I do have the right spot. It's about 50 miles south of here.
Oh, okay. Wait, are we going? Are we going now?
Oh, I
50
can't go
miles is
anywhere. I
quite a
live
bit-
here.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry for you.
Nah, I'm just saying, if you want to be somewhere nice, get out of the cold.
No, this is no. I like cold. I live in cold. This is balmy. This is
Oh,
I come from colder. Colder, like we don't grow. There's no seasons. No seasons. One season. Ice.
I don't understand you. It's gonna turn to look at someone else. So, why are you really here?
They
Just
said
traveling.
that they
Juliana just puts her head in her hands.
You were saying something there, Babs?
Well, they said that they needed help with something. So I
Sure.
guess I'm just along for the ride.
There are worse places to be, I suppose. Okay.
This is probably one of the worst places to be.
You're right. I was totally kidding about that. This is horrible. Why are you here? It's freezing
This
cold.
place sucks. I would rather be on the ocean, on a boat.
Oh. You're a sailor.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll go with that terminology.
Not gonna ask any more questions.
Okay.
What about you? And she'll kind of turn and look at Afra. What? Do you just like the cold? Are you like this lady over here?
Afra's actually, she had started to follow Narcissa to the table. And then as people were sort of lining up to get their drinks, she decided she wanted to try and go and help. And so she's going to run over and she's kind of kept an eye on things. And so she wants to like wave and be like, Ellen,
Oh,
how are you enjoying your wine? How's your wine?
I'm empty right now. I'll fix that in a moment.
Okay. And then she's gonna like run around and just like kind of chat with people and like as they're waiting in line, just kind of talk to various people and see if she can get any information on like why so many people are there or like what there is to do.
Absolutely. Okay, in that case, could you give me like a general charisma check just to see how well you're able to ply people for information? They're in pretty good spirits, so the DC has been reduced significantly, but...
Got good charisma too, so as long as I don't roll terribly. Okay. So that's 20. Not natural, but that's 20.
20 total. Okay. You'll get a couple of pieces of information. The first is kind of from this grumbling old dwarf. So we're all inside, you see, because it's cold outside. It's this thing with the weather every year, but it's also dangerous outside. There's creatures. You gotta be careful.
What creatures are there?
In the dead of night, you can hear wolves howling for miles about. And, well, I don't know if you already passed by the forge, but the blacksmith shop's been shut down. They say trolls or giants or some other big old beast in it. I don't know.
That's terrible. That's terrible. And where's the blacksmith now? What is he doing?
Oh, that's him over in the corner. You can tell because he's real sad. Depressed, even.
That's terrible. Okay. Well, can you tell me his name? Can I go and talk to him? Do you think he would be okay with that?
Aye, sure, you could talk to him. I don't know what you could do, but you'd give it a shot at least. His name's Tay.
Tay. His name's Tay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's his. You just call him Tay. It's a nickname, but you can call him
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll do that. Thank you so much. It was so nice to talk to you.
that. Aye, you've a lot of energy.
I've been told that.
Well, good. Don't let the cold sap it from you.
Ooh, I'll try not to. I have these. And she like holds out her hands and then like little fires like kind of like spurt and then one of them starts to get kind of big and she goes, oh no, oh sorry, and like tries to extinguish it and then this one like gets bigger and then like a little bit of her hair catches on fire and so she tries to like pat it out and she's like still doing that as she like whirls around away from him in the direction of Tay. She's like,
You just hear as you're walking away,
You be careful with that now, miss. You don't want to accidentally burn the only safe refuge we got down.
she like appears not to have heard, but she kind of like waves and like little sparks fly off her fingers.
do you want to say
Good.
something, Zach?
Yeah, I'm going to go and intercept Afro with 2 fresh cups of wine, and that's it. And I don't know if you've done this before, but I hold out the 2 cups of wine. Could you hold these for a moment?
And she takes both of them.
I say, can you do what you just did, just a little bit?
Yes, I can. And so she like heats up her hands a little bit, and again, like one hand seems to be a little less controlled than the other, and she's like, "Oops!" But she
And
gets them like both nice and warm.
And as as Afra's warming the wine, I reach into a little component pouch and I pull out some herbs and some spices, and to basically turn it into mulled wine.
Amazing.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Thank you so much. Gonna cross the room to Narcissa and hand her one of the warmed wines. So that is one of the handiest things I have ever seen anybody do in the cold.
You are a saint for bringing me this drink. Hopefully she doesn't catch anything on fire.
Yeah, it happens from time to time. You know, it's a a minor nuisance considering what else she's capable of. So
Fair.
You gotta take the good, the bad with the good with everyone, I suppose.
For sure.
But
And Narcissa is like leaned back in her chair with her feet up on the table, just like next. Is there like a fireplace in this tavern?
There is actually a large, like, hearth in kind of the center of this chamber. So a lot of the tables and chairs are situated around to get people closer to the fire. And you could probably
Be as
pretty
close as possible.
easily have a table near there.
Cool. But yeah, and she just wants to kind of like watch people and just kind of try to listen in to figure out what we're actually here for. Why we're at this total suck fest of a town.
Sure. Give me a perception check, would you?
All right.
Is it possible for Juliana to do an insight on this old woman, or this woman that's older?
Oh, absolutely. You sure could.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular you're trying to determine?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see, I guess, like her reasoning as to why she is talking to us. Like, I feel like in a scenario, people would be scared of outsiders rather than welcome them. So I'm just kind of trying to get a general read, if
Sure.
that's cool.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll
My
that while you do. Yeah, is that
My perception check was a 7.
You know, that fire is really warm, and it is so comforting right now. It is.
And it's crackling very loudly.
You know how sometimes you like stare at a fire and you just like space out, and you just like stop like consciously thinking for a moment, and then like you like, oh wait a minute, shoot, and like snap back into reality.
Yep.
You're having that moment right now. You're just like, oh, that's so cool.
I kind of picture Narcissa, Elowin's over there, having just handed her a wine, and she's trying to listen to the conversation, but Elowin's just like, just kind of talking her ear off, and she's just like, okay, I've heard this story before.
Yeah.
because we've traveled so long together.
Yes.
Love it. What'd you get, Juliana?
I got a 17 for insight.
17. You can tell that she seems almost like she's looking for something or someone. You can tell that she... You're not sure what it is that she's necessarily looking for, but there's something that she, like, wants, and she's trying to figure out, perhaps, if you are the people to help.
Okay, so I'll just kind of bluntly deadpan say, is there a reason you're talking to us? And if so, what do you want?
Well, okay. So you know how there's been some unfortunate happenings around the town. You know,
So I've heard.
You seem to know a lot for someone who's just showed up like 5 minutes ago.
Hasn't the talk? This is out of character. Haven't they been talking about like it pretty loudly? Or is
Oh, they
this all
have
secretive?
absolutely been. They've absolutely been talking about it loudly.
Okay.
She's just like... She just seems to think that it's strange
Okay.
that you know so much after 5 minutes of hearing people loudly gossip about what's going on in the town.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll say, I'm a good listener.
Might be a helpful skill then. Sure, I need something. I was around. I was the one who saw the giants when they came and attacked our town, and well, I think someone ought to do something about it. And if there was someone, you know, an adventurer or a band of mercenaries or something like that who was looking to make some coin, I imagine we could pull together a few hundred gold pieces to make it worth your while.
Okay, intriguing. I'm gonna look at the closest party member, which I think would be Lady, and say, want to do a job?
I don't know. Why did your forge get destroyed? Why did they do that?
Oh,
And why do you only have one blacksmith? I don't understand. Can
it's
you
a
not
small
make
town.
Okay, okay. I heard someone say that they were hunting the giants. I think it is probably proper response to smash your stuff if you hunt someone because they are taller than you. If I did that, you all would be dead.
It's not hunting. No. But the giants have been roaming farther and farther south, and so we were trying to fend them off. And seems they didn't take too kindly to that.
Okay, I don't understand. I will let... Juliana is much smarter. She listens. I believe her. I will go with you because you are a sweet, intelligent person. I don't care what we do.
Juliana raises her eyebrow, very displeased, but turns to this orcish woman and says, "So you were there during the attack, and they're coming from the north, right?"
Aye.
Huh. Could you figure out any reason why they would be doing it? I mean, I would assume that they're hungry and just need to roam further, but that's all I can really guess from the information you told me. Is there any other pertinent information that we would need before we foolishly go into harm's way to help you?
Well, it's not a lot of giants. There's only like maybe 2, 3. It's a very small group. Perhaps they've been driven away by others. I don't know.
That is unusually small.
You have never asked. They came into your town, but you have never thought I'm going to ask.
I'm sorry. When was the last time you stopped someone in the act of trying to burn down your house and say, "Why are you doing this?"
Like 2 weeks ago. My neighbor, we got in dispute because I turned into Goose and I steal his child for a second because it was funny, and then he burned down my house. And then I burned down his house.
I'm just gonna quietly put a hand on Lady's shoulder and say, that's all right. We don't have to talk about it.
The woman is gonna turn to you, Juliana, and say, "You let me know," and stand up and is gonna walk away from the table, a little bit unsettled, perhaps, at this new revelation. Oh my goodness!
I love ladies
Yeah.
so much already.
She's amazing. I wish Afra was there for that whole exchange.
Now, speaking of Afra, you were gonna go talk to the blacksmith.
She's headed over towards Tay, and she's holding the cup of now mulled wine that Elowen sort of made for her, and she's looking at it very longingly as she walks over. Is there an empty chair in front of Tay or around Tay somewhere?
Tay is seated at a rather small table, and there is an empty seat across from him.
Okay, so she'll approach and she'll, again, with one last longing glance at the wine, she'll sort of drop into the chair and put the wine down on the table and push it towards him and go, "Hi, I'm Afra. Are you Tay?"
Aye, some call me that. How'd you know my name?
Oh, I was spoken spoke to the most wonderful gentleman, and he told me you were the blacksmith, which I just think is so wonderful. Although it's not wonderful that you're out of work. And he told me your name and that I could probably come talk to you about what was going on in the town.
Ah, and he said all that, did he?
Yes, he did. He was so nice to talk to.
Interesting.
And then she like reaches out a hand to shake his hand, and then like again sparks sort of fly off her fingers, and she kind of pulls her hand back and then just like rests her elbows on the table and puts her head in her hands and goes, "Can you tell me about what's been going on in the town? What happened to your forge?"
Well, I figured if you were already talking to folk, you might have heard the story, but I guess not. There were a couple of giants in the area, and they didn't particularly like that we were trying to fend them off. So they came and they smashed down my home and my forge, and got nothing left of that building. So we're just gonna have to rebuild it when spring comes. In the meantime, just gonna sit here and drink, kind of take a look at the glass of mulled wine and give it a inspection. Kind of take a look at you.
What? I brought it over for you. My friend Elwin, he's over there. And she points like to sort of the group of her friends. He's over there with my other friends. They're wonderful. He made it. She seems very oblivious to like how skeptical Tay is of her. And she waves at her friends, like when she points, she like waves, whether they see her or not.
Juliana covers her face and looks the opposite direction.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome. Well, you know, my friends are really quite talented. And again, I'm so sorry to hear about your forge and your home. Do you have family? Do you have a place to stay? Are you guys okay? Is there anything we can do to help?
They're just letting me stay here at the inn for the time being. It's awful kind of them, but
Well, Narcissa doesn't like it very much, but I'm sure it's lovely.
it's better than sleeping in the cold, I'll tell you that.
That's true. It's so cold around here. And she again, like, kind of like brings her hands closer to her chest and like lights a little flame and kind of like shivers around it really quick.
Yeah, so I don't know, unless you want to go and hunt some giants, I got nothing that I
Hunt
need
some
right
giants?
now.
And she'll stand up abruptly and like almost knock the chair over, and she'll go to grab it and then like kind of light it on fire again and go, "Oh shoot," and like stamp it out with her hand. And at this point it's causing kind of a commotion, and she'll like call over to her friends and she'll be like, "Narcissa! Hey, Narcissa! Lady! Elowen! Juliana! Hey, we have a job, you guys!" And she's just really loud and really boisterous.
Narcissa will look at Elowen and be like, "Should we go over there?"
It is why we came here. Wait, are we here for coin or?
Sorry, my cat just knocked over my ring light.
Oh no.
I just saw it just tipping, and it's behind my monitor, and I couldn't get it.
Oh no.
That's funny.
Mine tried to eat my D20 earlier, if that makes you feel better. It probably doesn't.
Oh.
Cats are great.
Anyways, a job. What did you say, Elowen?
And I suppose that's why we're here, right? There were folk in need, and maybe we'd make some money at the same time.
I guess,
Are you-
but does
are
that mean we have to go outside?
Are you interested in money? I don't even know. I don't
I
think.
mean, always. But does
No.
that mean we have to go outside?
Yeah, I'm afraid it does.
Bollocks.
Right.
Right.
Hey, you know,
Hold on. Let's find out how much we're going to get paid first. That might be the determining factor.
yeah, and I will follow Narcissa over to Afra,
Okay.
and I will let her lead the negotiations. I'm just gonna kind of hang back and just listen to what's happening.
Yes, Afra, we are here.
So
What is happening?
Afra will sit back down in the chair, like scooch it back in, and like, oh hi guys, this is Tay.
Hello, Tay.
Yeah, hello. Mighty talkative
Hello.
friend you got.
Yeah.
Elowen, you have to introduce yourself too.
Oh,
Yeah, Elowin.
yes. Hi, my name's Elowen. Tay Smith, right?
Yes. Yes, that is my name.
Tay. It's an unusual name. Is it short for something?
Yes, it is.
Might I ask what?
You're welcome to.
I think I just did.
You didn't.
Fine.
You asked him if you could ask about it. You didn't actually ask him. Elowin.
Fine, Tay Smith. What is Tay short for?
Ah, well.
If you say tater tot, I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
Oh, that is something I would do as a DM, though.
Please let it be Tater Tot. Please let it be Tater Tot.
It's, I've got a whole, can't throw out the whole backstory just for a joke. Yeah, it's
After I punch you, I'm gonna go find your parents.
it's short for Manatee.
Completely unpunchable. Good to meet you, Manatee.
It's a bit of a mouthful, kind of a weird name, so I just go by Tay.
Is it like fat fish? Like manatee? Are you
I have no idea what you're talking about.
you do okay, so that's just a me thing. Alright.
I'm gonna lean over to Lady and say, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, Afra's gonna turn around and give you a thumbs up, and as she does, little sparks fly off her fingers.
Lovely. If you're interested, seriously interested in hunting down the giants, I would have to speak to my my wife, but it's possible.
Well, yeah, I think we are, and Afra, like seated at the table, is now like drawing forward again, engaging with Tay, and she like looks up at like her friends who are sort of surrounding her, and she goes, "What do you think, guys? Do we want to do this?"
Afra.
What?
What kind of giants are they?
Oh, that's a great question. Good question. One sec. Tay, what kind of giants are we talking about?
Well, they're from far up north where it's cold. They're frost giants.
Frost giants. Okay, 1 second. Hey,
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Arlen. Oh, okay.
After we heard him. It's okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, Elowen doesn't sound so excited, but well, Narcissa, you'd have to go outside. But I
Yes.
think I
My question is how much are we getting to go fight these giants?
Let me consult with my wife very quickly. And he will kind of step away and go up a small set of stairs. And a moment or two will pass. If there's anything y'all want to talk about now, in this moment, before he comes back with a formal offer.
Does he step away from the wine that Afra shoved over to him?
He does, in fact, leave the glass, about half drink, on the table.
She's gonna pull it back toward her and down the rest of it, and then scooch it back in place.
Okay, duly noted.
Afra, why did you do that? That was
He
his
was
drink.
drinking with it. It was really good.
He was coming back.
Well, it's taking him an awful long time.
He's consulting with his wife on how much to pay us. It's an important conversation.
Do we actually
But now I
think
feel
that
bad
he
if
has
we
one?
turn. But now I feel bad if we have to turn him down.
He definitely does not have real wife. He is lying.
Is he actually talking to anybody, Josh?
He has stepped out of your view. He's gone upstairs to where presumably he's probably staying here at the inn.
Hey, I would like to look around and see if I still see the woman I was talking to before.
She's not currently in the room, no.
Okay, that's enough for me.
Intrigue.
Yeah. A few moments go by before Tay does come back and is followed by the half-orc woman whom you previously spoke
Nailed
to.
it.
Oh no, she is out of his league. I cannot.
Afra's gonna like elbow Lady in the ribs, and maybe accidentally aim a little too high or too low. And go, Lady.
Okay. I will not say it. But we were all thinking it.
As
Lady,
I'm gonna lean
Lady,
down
do
and
you
say,
have a crush on the blacksmith?
No, I have a crush on the orc lady. Are you stupid?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Jesus Christ.
who's that?
I don't know. But whenever I go into goose form, that is who talks to me.
Juliana, you
I'm
were gonna
so
say something.
intrigued about this goose form. So intrigued.
It's gonna be like Untitled Goose Game Goose is what it is.
Yes.
Feels
That's
like
what
it.
she's making it sound like.
Amazing.
What were you gonna say there, Juliana?
Nope, never mind. It wouldn't work now with all
Okay.
that just happened.
Okay,
I'm
fair enough.
cool.
Fair enough. So yeah, Teo come back. Well, we think we could offer you each 200 gold pieces, and I understand. Looking at you, Narcissa, that you're concerned about the cold. I would also be
Yes.
willing to throw in a very warm scarf.
Well, if you have a very warm scarf, then I am sold. You and your wife are so generous.
That's-
Afra goes,
Definitely do this for you.
Thank you.
and Afra like throws her arms around Narcissa completely unbidden and goes, "Don't worry, Narcissa. I give great warm hugs."
Yes, I know. You're giving me one right now.
Yes.
I appreciate it. But now I'm starting to sweat because it's hot.
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry. And she like sits back and put her hands behind her back a little bit.
It is all good. But thank you. You will come in handy when we are fighting the frost giant.
Absolutely. Yeah, as this happens, he'll kind of look around expectantly to the group, wanting to like confirm that you're interested. Yes, is this agreeable to everyone?
Well, I've got nothing better to do.
I
My one stipulation is I am only going if we are all going.
Yeah, the sooner we get done with this, the sooner we can get back to a warmer climate.
Yes. To the beach
Yes.
where we can drink.
Ooh,
Yes.
the little fruity drinks. Maybe they'll put the umbrella in it.
Oh, I love the umbrellas.
Yes. Maybe with a lot of rum in it.
Juliana's gonna step forward and say, "Yes, we're doing it."
Oh, very good, thank you. I'd be happy to pay you half in advance, just in case you need anything for supplies now, and then the rest of it upon completion.
Oh, maybe you should pay all of it now in case you die before we get done.
Why would I die? I'm not leaving here.
I don't know, giants coming from the other direction? I just don't want to get stiff for the rest of the bill. Fine, we'll do it.
This time, yeah, Afra elbows Elowen a little bit.
Oh,
You have to think of this man and his wife. They are being very generous.
We don't need money anyway in this town because they do not even have a blacksmith that does his job.
Hey.
So what are we going to buy?
I mean, lady, I know you're used to the cold, but not all of us are. We could have cloaks.
and
Oh,
there's
Oh,
also
here. And she puts her wolf cloak on top of Juliana, and it's very big.
I met a gnomish fellow earlier, Brooks. He deals in metals and various odds and ends. Perhaps see if we need to gear up with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
really-
sounds like a great idea. And Afra looks a little concerned by Lady's comment. She goes, and what Lady means is that we're all so sorry that the blacksmith Tay that you can't work right now, and we can't wait to take care of these frost giants for you.
So that you can get back to work.
Hmm.
Yes,
No.
that is what I mean.
I see how I misunderstood that earlier. Thank you. Thank you.
Juliana's gonna whisper to Afra, "Good save."
So, what would you like to do?
I mean, I was gifted a cloak just now that I'm not gonna let go of unless Lady demands it back. So,
That's fair. I mean, it's pretty warm, soft.
I would definitely like to go shopping for something warmer,
Yeah.
possibly
Absolutely.
with fur.
Absolutely. We can just kind of hand wave the shopping process and say for 10 gold, you can easily purchase all the warm clothes and things that you would like. Narcissa, I will tell you that the scarf that you have accepted is a scarf with a very mild spell on it that it's slightly heated. It's
ooh,
Amazing.
just
Yes!
it's just enough to keep everything. It just stays at a temperate 75 degrees at all times,
Yes.
and so you can just wrap that around your neck and just,
Narcissa walks around like this now.
excellent.
Oh, Narcissa, you look so wonderful. I love this.
Oh, thank you. I am quite warm. It's like being back on the boat.
Yeah, so we'll kind of hand wave shopping for clothing. You're able to get whatever you need if you need something. Did you want to try speaking with the gnome gentleman to see about supplies, or would you like to head off?
Oh, if everyone else is okay, if we have warm clothes, we have our weapons, we have rations, and there's plenty of fucking ice on the ground to melt if we need water. So,
Afra just like lights up one of her fists.
so, how do you go about finding a chilled giant?
Well, I would think that they would make very big footprints in the snow. That's where I would start.
that or we could go to the blacksmith's home and/or smith and see what we can find there at the crime scene, quote unquote.
That's also a good idea.
Manatee, how long ago was it that the giants came through?
About 4-5 nights ago.
Oh,
Oh, it snowed since then.
yeah, footprints it is then. Shall we?
Waiting on whoever's tougher than me.
To the forge.
All right. As you
Narcissa will not be the first one to step outside.
duly noted, clinging to the last little bits of warmth of the fire.
And she
Narcissa
will
is the last
actually,
one.
she will hook arms with Afra and be like, Afra, walk with me.
Afra looks delighted, but like doesn't understand exactly. She just thinks it's because they're,
Oh yeah, no. Narcissa is totally trying to play it off. It's just like, oh my gosh, we're girlfriends. Walk with me, please.
Afra's like delighted and kind of like bounces along.
Love it. You are able to pretty easily navigate to where the forge is. This is a very small town. There's probably no more than 50 or so buildings. So, I mean, even as you step outside, you can tell that it's kind of just up the street. And so as you walk over that direction, you'll see that there is this building now covered in snow, but you can see portions of the roof have been caved in. That there are chunks of wall that are missing, and the interior is to some degree covered in snow that has come in through the openings that have been made, the holes in the walls and the roof. It's not fully filled with snow, but there's some in there. You can barely make out, like, there's some divots in the snow where perhaps like something was cleared away, or maybe a particularly large individual stood there, but it's hard to tell.
Can I roll investigation to find, I guess anything of note? What I was originally going to say was clothing or blood or anything like that.
Sure, if you
Or
just want to
feathers.
give me an investigation check to see if you can find anything that might be helpful to you, you could certainly do that.
Okay.
Narcissa will assist with any like lumber or anything that needs to be moved. She will stay huddled up in her cloak and her scarf, and she
Mhm.
will use Mage Hand to do everything for her.
Excellent.
So I rolled a 4.
You know, the snow has made it pretty hard to spot out anything that might be particularly helpful to you. I mean, you can tell that there's definitely been some damage done here, but it's tough to make out necessarily what exactly happened or anything of that nature. Maybe it's just the cold; it's distracting you. You're not sure.
Okay.
But you're having a hard time spotting anything that might be particularly useful to you.
Got it. So Juliana is gonna mostly turn to Elwyn and say, not finding anything over here.
I'm searching the other side of the forge, and while I'm doing this, I'm gonna try to remember. I'm just poking around looking for anything of interest. You know, nothing specific. What check would you like for that?
If you are not looking for anything specific, I'll say perception. Now, if you want to try to do an investigation, you could tell me what types of things you're looking for, and we could do that if you prefer. But
I got a 15 for a perception check, just looking for things out of the ordinary, other than the crushed roof or the. But I'm also trying to rack my brain to remember if I knew anything back when I was in the clergy. Do I know anything about giants, gods?
Okay, all right. I'm gonna make you roll a religion check for that. But in the meantime, as you're looking around, you would spot. I mean, and it's not like there's anything super out of the ordinary, but you can tell that a lot of the things that you would normally see in like a blacksmith shop are not here. Like there's even things like the anvil doesn't seem to be there. So either someone has come and salvaged things, or things were perhaps taken in the midst of the scuffle. But like there's not any tools sitting around. It seems like even where the bellows are in order to like stoke the flames, a lot of that whole thing has been either very severely damaged or completely removed.
Oh, hey, lady. It's a pretty strange forge. No tools, no anvil. Doesn't even seem to be a bellows. It's I mean, that's a lot of stuff to move in a short amount of time.
Yes, and they are all very small and tiny. I don't know how they could lift that by themselves.
Do you think the giants stole their stuff?
I suppose. I mean,
That is the only thing that.
giants are somewhat intelligent. I mean, they might have use for tiny tools.
Maybe it's a ploy. Maybe this town, they did something to their blacksmith stuff, so they came back and they broke this person's blacksmith stuff and stole it.
Well, I suppose anything is
I'm
possible.
calling it
Maybe this is insurance fraud.
insurance fraud. What does that mean?
I think someone told me once it is when you steal something or burn something down or destroy something, and then you get adventurer or crowdfund pay money to you. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't understand.
That sounds shady.
I think that's what's happening here, though.
DM, what time of day is it right now?
It's probably mid-afternoon at this
Okay,
point.
and then the forge that we're like exploring, is it kind of dark because some of it's caved in, or are we able to see well enough?
There's enough daylight out left. The sun has not, gone down to a point where you can't really see, and so you're able to see. There are some bits where the roof is still mostly intact, and so it's gonna be a little bit darker. But anyone with dark vision would still be able to see around in there.
Is it anything in the interior of this building covered with snow from where the roof is caved in? Is this all fresh snow, or is this from a few days ago?
Seems like a smattering of both. It's fairly cold, and so this could be recent snow, but if it's old snow, it wouldn't have necessarily melted unless someone came and melted it intentionally.
Okay. Then I would like to use create and destroy water
Okay.
to get rid of whatever snow is inside the building to see if there's anything hidden there.
Absolutely. As you go about getting rid of all this snow, what does that look like?
I reach into my component pouch and pull out a few grains of sand, begin rolling them between my fingers, and speak a few words in Elvish, and blow it towards the snow that's on the ground as the water begins to evaporate.
Yeah. And as this happens, you see there's these small snowdrifts that have gathered here on the interior of the building that begin to disappear, slowly at first and then faster, as they just seem to almost just vanish into thin air with just puffs of steam as the only evidence that there was any snow there to begin with. And as you look where they once sat, there's some things, the occasional hammer sitting here or there, a bucket that once held water now holds, it used to hold ice that has also been kind of disintegrated, mystified into nothing with your destroy water. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of note under the snow. You do see that there are very clearly some scuff marks, and you do spot, actually, if you'll give me, I'm going to use that same perception roll that you used earlier. You would note that there appears to be a chunk of bone. You're not sure what exactly it is. Appears to be maybe, it looks vaguely tooth-shaped, but it doesn't look like a tooth necessarily. Maybe it's like the horn of some type of creature that appears to have been lost here.
Pick up this bone that's shaped like a horn and show it around to the rest of the party and see if anybody have any idea what this is.
Can I make a something check? To see if
Sure,
I know
like
what it
a nature check, perhaps?
Sure. Yeah. Hey. That's a 21.
21.
Ooh.
You're not familiar with every animal that exists in this area, but not very many creatures have like horns necessarily. This could be maybe something from like a bull or a steer. Maybe something that was decorative, or
Does it look similar to like a tiefling horn? Like
no,
what
it's
I
a
have?
it's a bit bigger.
Okay.
A bit. It looks like it would be from a larger creature than a tiefling.
I will take it. I will take that and stow it in my pouch then.
Sure.
is it hollow, or is it still completely full? Like, has it been hollowed out to be like a horn, like a
Good
horn?
question. No, it is. Yeah, it's almost like shorn off, but it is not hollow.
Okay.
It's broken off somehow, perhaps. Lady, could I get you to give me a quick perception check? As you're, I think, standing around, perhaps letting other people do some of the fun stuff.
While she's doing this, just as an aside, I got an 8 for my religion check a while ago.
Okay. I was gonna
For
follow up
giant
on that. The giant gods must be pretty big.
I got a 23.
A 23. Okay, very perceptive. As you are looking around, I'm going to say that you also notice, almost out of the corner of your eye at first, there is this a doorway that goes off of this kind of forge room where you are, and you spot kind of along the edge of the door frame where the door handle meets the wall. You can see that there appears to be kind of a light splattering of blood that is dried and is now several days old, and kind of that brownish color, and it's not even like that crusty, recently dried blood. It's just a stain at this point, but recognizable to you as blood.
Okay. So I'll go over to it and I'll like point it out to everyone else. I think there was fight here. There's old blood on the wall. Did you see this?
Afra will move closer to where Lady is, and she'll cast dancing lights, just so they kind of float above the party, just so we can get a closer look at what we're seeing.
Yep. And with that additional light, it's pretty easy for everyone to make out this blood. It almost blends in with the wood, but it's this very clearly off-colored area on the kind of edge of the door and the door frame, where it seems like not a lot of blood, but some blood has been spilled.
So is it just like a blood splatter, or is this?
I think a splatter is a good word to describe it.
Or does it look
It's
like it's? Does it look like it's been painted on, or is it
Yeah.
a blood splatter, or does it spell out something?
Yeah, it's not painted, it's not spelling anything, but it's more than just like, one flick with a paintbrush of blood. There's a spill of blood here, several splashes worth. It's hard to quantify blood splatter.
I think I think you've painted a perfect picture. I think I have it now.
Imagine if you took a big old paintbrush and you tossed it at the wall 4 times. That's how much blood there is.
Perfect.
So based on the volume in the area, can we assume that it's probably from one of the giants, or is it maybe from a creature that they hurt? Is there a way to tell?
It's a little hard to tell. If someone wanted to make a medicine check, they could try to decipher that.
I think my medicine is terrible. Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. 12.
Actually,
Okay.
because I'm gonna.
What's
Yeah,
that,
I'm
Zach?
just gonna unsheath my dagger and go up and just scrape a little bit off the wall, and get in on that medicine check too, because
Awesome.
I'm very interested in this.
Yeah, you can certainly both roll for that.
For a 10.
Very good. Slightly iron taste. You also taste a little bit of the wood. It's interesting. This is a strange tang to the wood. You're not sure. Maybe from
Probably
all the
smoke
smoke in the room. Yeah.
From the forge. Yeah.
Yeah, a little peaty too. But you're not able to determine what type of a creature this is from. Aphra, I don't know that you would necessarily be able to determine either. It shares many of the same components that humanoid blood would. I mean, giants are just big humanoids, so maybe it's from the giant, maybe it's not. It's a little hard to tell.
Afra just turns to Elowen and shrugs.
Well, we didn't hear from the smith if he had children or if anyone was hurt here, so maybe one of the giants stubbed their toe. Yeah.
It's very possible. Is there anything else you would like to look around here for?
I think we've exhausted the forge itself. Maybe we should look outside.
Okay.
How high is the broken roof?
It is probably 15 to 20 feet high in different sections. It's a large roof, intentionally to give you some good space for
All the
smoke to clear out and things like that.
I look to the broken roof and think for a moment about trying to jump up and like get a bird's eye view from the top of the roof, but then realize that what the hell, I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna take a running jump and see if I can grab the edge of the roof.
Okay. And what
pull
check do
myself.
you want to make for that?
I would think it would be athletics for me.
Sure. I'm okay with that. I'm willing to let you make an argument if you wanted it to be acrobatics, but athletics is just fine too. It's kind of like, doing some parkour.
Oh, the dice have a story to tell today.
Do they?
Elowen is just, yeah, I've got a big old 6.
All right.
Oh,
As you go,
I am not rolling well at all today. I might have to switch from D&D Beyond's dice and actually roll real dice here, because this is
oof.
I'm getting off to Elowen's getting off to a rough start.
Okay. As you go to try to run and jump and put your foot on a little bit of wood that is sticking out, and then try to jump and leap and do a little parkour move to get up. You go and your foot slips and you go to grab the next handhold and just miss it. You stumble down to the ground. You're able to catch yourself. You don't take any damage, but not quite able to make it up, unfortunately.
Afra, who had been next to him while they were looking at the blood, had turned away to go start doing something else, and then hears the commotion, turns around just a little too late, tries to catch him, puts a hand on Elowen, and accidentally lights him on fire slightly.
Oh no.
Does it is it a big fire?
It extinguishes really, really quickly. But
Okay.
she reaches out to touch him and sparks and a little fire. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and kind of pats it out and it goes away.
Got it. Okay,
No, I just light him on fire, and that's the end of Elowen.
that's fine.
It's pretty
Although-
easy to put out. Takes
Yeah.
just a couple pats and it'll be fine.
But taking an inspiration from what Elowen did earlier with the control water, Afra's going to turn around to sort of whatever entry point we all came through, where the biggest cave-in was, and she's going to use control flame to sort of try to burn away some of the entrance, not erasing any tracks that might be there, but just to kind of clear more of a path near the entrance in case there's anything left.
Cool. Sure.
Back there, so we have a direction to go.
Yeah. Easy enough to do. Yeah.
Are there any animals around here or any animal tracks?
In the interior of the building, no. If you wanted to go back outside, you could look around. Yeah. I'll use that same perception check you rolled earlier because it was really good. You can see that there's some small little footprints, maybe from some type of snow fox. There are little things here and there. Nothing huge. Actually, you did roll really well on that perception check. Beyond, just basic travel in the town, I would say that you would note that there is a couple of spots around kind of the outside of this building in particular where the snow and the ground seems to be a little bit, there seems to be a little bit of a depression, a little divot, where things have been made just a little bit more compact.
Like giant footsteps.
Maybe. Sure looks like it could be.
All right, I will go over and, check them out a little more, see if I can find any other ones.
Sure. As you look around, it's not necessarily like you see like a long series of footsteps that you could follow, like tracks, but you can see, especially in the area around the forge, there must have been some stomping because there's a lot of areas here where the snow is very much pushed down.
Okay. I show everyone,
Knowing what you're looking for may be helpful in the future. You can kind of gauge how big these tracks are going to be. If you need to look for them out in the wild, it's certainly possible.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to accomplish here, or would you like to begin to head out?
Just real quickly, just because I'm feeling pretty embarrassed about my botched parkour.
Sure.
Is there a ladder onto the roof? Because I still want to take a look and try to get a lay of the land from someplace higher.
As you look around, there's not a ladder, but on the outside of the house, you can see that there's like a pile where firewood would be kept, and it's maybe only 5 or so feet below where the edge of the roof is. There, you imagine if you could climb on top of the pile of firewood, you could probably, with a quick jump from there, get up onto the roof if you wanted to.
Oh, sure as hell, if I try that, I'm gonna roll a nat 1 and break my knee. Oh, what the hell? So I very gingerly climb this pile of firewood.
Sure.
And look to the roof, and I brush away any snow that might be there that I could slip on. And first 1 foot slowly and stand up, I hope, and turn to look. Is there any broken tree or anything that looks like a path that leads into the distance? And do you want to roll for any of this?
I'm going to say that if you are careful, you can climb up without issue. If you're very careful. As you get on top, I will have you roll a perception check for me to see what you see.
Okay. All right. D&D Beyond, digital dice. Don't let me down. You've already failed.
Come on, D&D Beyond.
24.
Hey!
Oh, nice.
Heck yeah. Okay.
It was all worth it. It was all worth it.
It was all worth it in the end. As you peer out, you can see. First, obviously, this is a windswept, icy landscape. You can see that there are little outcroppings of tree here or small shrubbery there, but it's pretty sparse up here. Off in the distance, there are mountains that kind of line the horizon. But as you peer around, looking particularly for maybe signs of giants, you notice that there does appear to be in the distance, first a very, very faint, wispy trace of smoke. It's clearly a ways away, but there is something out there. And as you do look out, you can see there's a small river that passes maybe a mile or so north of the town. And there does appear to be a section of that river that is not iced over like the rest of it is.
I will relay all of that to the party, and excitedly about the smoke. Apparently the blacksmith wasn't lying about this something or someone coming from the north. There's signs of life there. And I pull out the horn and I attempt to blow it, forgetting that it's not hollowed out. And I go, oh, and I shove the horn back in my pouch.
Afra claps her hands. That was wonderful.
And
Good job, Elowen.
and I'll hop down from the roof.
All right. Excellent.
Well, where there's smoke, there's civilization to some degree.
Or Afra. At least she would have been there at some point, so.
Juliana doesn't laugh, but she cracks a grin for a split second.
Nice. All right.
Juliana, did you just smile?
No, I've never smiled in my life. I don't know what you mean.
You smiled and I missed it?
Your secret is safe with me.
Thanks, man.
I've got your back.
And with that, is there anything else you want to do here at the blacksmith shop, or are you prepared to go brave the icy cold?
Yes. And unless anyone else want to do anything here in this busted ass smith shop? No.
No.
Well then, I'll take the lead.
All right.
When I was using Mage Hand to like move things, did that uncover anything?
I think that was helpful in terms of like clearing out some rubble and debris.
Okay.
A lot of what you found was, the result of multiple people melting snow and moving things and high perception checks. Because there wasn't like a specific role associated with it, I'm not going to say that like you uncovered something uniquely specific, but perhaps you were helping move pieces of wood that uncovered the horn or something of that nature.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah. I just kind of took it as a general helping to clean up, which it certainly did accomplish that. Awesome. Well, as you begin to head into the frostbitten north, we are going to take a very quick break. I'm going to fill up on water, and we'll be back in probably 5 to 10 minutes. So now is a great opportunity to stretch, to grab a drink of water yourselves, to use the restroom. But while we do that, we are going to do the giveaway for the Owlbear Cub shirt. So I am going to get this giveaway going. Hold up, I do need to refresh my page over here so that it goes. Okay. So what we need. Oh, thanks, Zach. Goodness gracious, what are you doing, buddy?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday!
Oh, that's me. Thank you. The keyword is going to be Owl Cub. Hashtag Owl Cub. So if you are in chat, type hashtag Owl Cub for a chance to win. And I'm going to type that into chat so everyone can see what it looks like. Go ahead and do that. And you will be entered, and we will draw that when we get back from the break, and I'll announce it there. So we're going to take our quick break, and we'll be back in a moment. Thanks, y'all, for being here. Thanks for those of you who have donated, and we will be back real soon. Okay. See you in a sec. Hello. Welcome. We've got the giveaway for that t-shirt really quick. I'll pop that on screen again. For this t-shirt right here, it's on the screen. Let's see who won it.
I'm so jealous. That t-shirt's adorable.
So cute.
It's gonna go to Tony +1. Congratulations.
Hey,
Congrats.
Very exciting. So what I need you to do is shoot me a message. You can do that here on Twitch, or you can send that to me on another platform if we are, connected on another platform. But get in touch with me so that you can send me. I need a mailing address, so just shoot me a message, and I will follow up with you after the stream. You can
And
go ahead
hey,
do
we
that
have
now.
another congratulations in order. You're halfway to your goal.
That's true. That's true.
Hey,
Congratulations.
we can-
Yay.
Just getting into it, man.
We can
Good
go
job.
farther. We've got more surprise stretch goals if we keep going. So we can keep going forever. Yeah.
hey.
Um,
So since we hit the $1,000 mark, does that mean you're doing another giveaway?
We are going to give away this Talon and Claw whiskey barrel dice vault.
Whoa.
See, very nice. It smells like whiskey and also like wood because that's what it is.
Amazing.
So what let's do for the second half of this game, we can go ahead and run another giveaway for people to do while we're playing, and we will make it be the word hashtag whiskey.
Yum.
So let me just make sure that I have this
Get my language.
set up, and we'll so I'm typing it into chat so that you'll know. But it is with an E.
Is that your dad?
That is.
Hello, Papa Simons.
Yeah, he's cool. A chance to win a Talon and Claw whiskey barrel dice vault. Okay.
I'm sorry, did I completely throw you off?
No, you're good. I just had to like think for a moment. Okay.
Maybe
I just
covert.
got really excited for you to give away this
Yeah.
Talon and Claw thing.
No, you're absolutely right. We do want to give this away because it's gorgeous. And so you're absolutely right, and that's the best way to do it. Awesome. So that being said, let's go ahead and keep going. And if I could just get the mods to keep spreading the word that that's the giveaway every so often, that would be much appreciated. So we pick up. It is very cold as you head north outside of town. And as you go, obviously some of you are a little bit more naturally resilient to the weather, lady. Some of you have a very warm scarf that is keeping you protected from some of the harshness of winter. Afra, you could light things on fire if you really wanted to. But it is frigid. This is the type of cold outside that is numbing. It feels like your fingers are frozen stiff, and as you continue forward, that feeling only grows. You can feel it in all of your joints, your bones. It aches. It hurts your ears and your nose. But you are continuing on. So, as you are heading this direction, it takes maybe 45 minutes to an hour traveling through heavy snow. It is up probably to where most of your knees would be. For those who are of a slightly shorter height, it might be a little bit closer to the waist. But it's, a foot or two of snow. And as you trudge through this, you eventually make your way to this frozen river that Eluin had pointed out not too long ago. And you can see that large sections of it are frozen, but then there is one section, you're kind of near where that is, where there appear to be holes punched through the ice, large holes, as if someone or something perhaps stomped through it or crushed the ice, or was maybe too heavy for the ice to hold. What would you like to do?
Are there any footprints or any other indentations in the snow or ground on the far side of the river?
Give me a quick perception check, would ya?
Narcissa will go.
Ha!
They went that way.
26.
Ooh.
Between Narcissa's very excellent pointing skills and you looking around going, is there anything out there? You do spot that there are some indentations comparable to the size of the holes in the ice here, which is also comparable to the size of the indentations that you saw back at the forge. And they appear to continue in this direction, headed generally towards the little wispy trail of smoke that you can see in the sky.
After's gonna start. She's still holding like a flame close to her chest, so she's doing like the little like bunny hop. She's gonna start hopping from like footprint to footprint.
Okay. There is some space between footprints, like, you know, in some places, you know, like 5 to 10 feet between these individual
she's
divots.
doing like the like stepping on the sidewalk, the cracks thing, but she's like not making it. You know, she's just kind of having fun.
Yeah. Okay. I
I
like it.
cast Water Walk on us all, but specifically Afra, just in case.
Thank
Good.
you.
Good call. Good call.
Is it possible for me to go up to the edge of the river and roll an investigation to see if that water is freezing back over to kind of figure out how long it's been since someone has passed through?
Sure. What check would I make that? I would actually make that a nature check to determine, you know, the rate at which the water is refreezing, to try to give you a sense of time.
Cool. Okay. 20, not natural.
Okay. 20 total. That's pretty good. You've watched ice freeze before. This is a strange thing, but in your particular line of work, it's helpful to know how quickly water can freeze and thaw, and it's helpful to know how those things affect the human body. So you are surprisingly familiar with this. As you take a look, looks like there's maybe 3 hours or so since the ice was broken, and there is a thin layer that has refrozen. Because the water beneath it is moving, it takes a little bit longer to freeze, you would imagine, but it's been a couple hours.
Okay, I related that to the rest of the party.
Well, then time is wasting. We do need to catch up with these giants before they get to some place that might be fortified.
Sure.
The last thing we want to do is fight a giant when it's in its natural environment in its lair.
Very good point.
I will note that it is now the approximate, equivalent of like 4 p.m., which during the winter is when the sun does start to go down. So it is very quickly becoming evening. And you probably only have an hour or two of daylight left before it will be completely dark.
How do we propose we cross the river if that's what we're doing?
Easy. And I walk on the water and I just do it. Because I cast Water Walk.
Oh,
You all watch as Lady boldly steps out onto the ice and just starts walking. And keeps going. And does not fall through.
I cast it on all of you. You can all do this.
Oh,
Well-
wow.
Oh, that's very handy.
Amber goes like running across the water.
Narcissa will generally take a couple test steps before realizing it catches, and then we'll walk across.
Yeah. It's a little unnerving, actually.
Yeah.
The ice is still slippery. So you're still dealing with the effects of walking on ice, which is quite dangerous and slippery. If no one's ever done that before, I highly recommend not doing it. You will break something. But it is especially unnerving on the areas where the ice is very thin. And as you put your foot down on it, it'll still crack and splinter, but you do not fall through. You are stood on top of it, even though the ice is cracking, and it is precarious and terrifying, but you are not at risk of falling into the water.
And Narcissa will go, this is a very good trick. I might need to learn this one.
Yeah,
Walking up.
sure.
Walking on the ocean seems like a lot of fun.
When I was in goose form, the person called Jesus Christ taught me how to do.
It's a fun fact for you. Very nice.
Juliana sort of closes her eyes and then takes a real long breath and then just walks at her regular pace to cross the river.
All right.
And of course, I very, very slowly, knowing how this day's been going for me so far, I'm just going to very slowly, even though I'm urging everyone to move quickly, that we need to catch up with these giants.
Elowen, don't fall.
So don't say it. That's the quickest way to make it happen.
Afra,
I'm
who
cheering you on.
bounding ahead, will like kind of like take a few much more like slow, like careful steps back and like extend a hand to Elowen. And like whether he takes it or not, we'll just kind of like stay and make sure no slipping happens.
Okay.
I reach past the hand and grab Afra on the shoulder and do steady myself.
Okay.
You know, I know this is up to DM discretion, but I think the spell grants the ability to move across any liquid as if it were harmless solid ground. So I don't think it's slippery.
Yes, across any liquid, right? Ice is still solid and slippery, and so there's this weird like tension of walking on ice, but also it's kind of like walking on like ice normally, where there's patches that are really slippery, and then there's patches that you're walking just fine on, where it's already been broken. Whoever is going first has the most dangerous path. Once it's been broken up, it's a little bit safer, but the ice itself is still slippery. That is a very good point, though.
Count snow.
It
as
does
one
count
of those.
snow.
Yes.
Okay.
So just for future reference.
So you're not at risk of getting lost in a snowdrift, is what you're saying. I love it. Great. Thanks for clarifying that. I will say that you're able to safely make it across. With the help of the spell, you're not gonna, fall into any water. Even if you slip along the way, you will make it safely across.
That was my biggest worry. Because I didn't want to fall in the water.
Yeah. Well, you're not gonna fall in the water. That has been you're accident proof. You're good. All right. So we'll say it takes a couple minutes for those who are being a little more hesitant, but you all make it across this river. It's not terribly wide, and so it's not too long that it takes to cross until you are safely on the other side, all of you. And as you make it and are stood once again on the edge of the river, is there anything you want to do here before you continue on?
Tracks are still visible, right?
They are, yes.
Okay.
Afra's just gonna turn to Lady and go, Narcissa was right. That's an amazing trick.
Thank you. You are all so sweet. I love you all very much.
Will you teach that to me later?
I will try.
Okay,
know-
cool.
All right.
Well, as long as we're here, there are still some holes in the ice. I'm gonna try to. I just and inspect that, to see if there's anything unusual about that. If there's perhaps anything left behind on the riverbanks or below the chilly water. I just want to just take a quick look in there and see if there's anything unusual about anything. I mean, other than giant holes in a frozen river.
Sure, give me a quick perception check.
Anything within.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I also make a perception check? I just want to listen for any regular forest / tundra noises. So like birds or animals of any kind.
Sure. Go ahead.
One dice, 22 for the perception looking in.
Ooh, very nice, Eluin. And I'll wait and see what Juliana rolls too, and I'll tell you both what you see together.
I got a 19.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Eluin, you, as you're peering in, I mean, you can see that there is it's pretty easy to see the bottom of the river. There isn't anything to really keep you from being able to see the bottom, even though it's cold and freezing. Like, the water itself is very clear. It's probably from a mountain spring.
I do love these mountain rivers.
Yes, they're
The
very
water,
nice.
so-
But as you are peering in, I would say the only thing you really notice out of what you would expect to see is that in the places where the holes in the ice are, it's pretty apparent that something has stirred up the kind of sand and silt at the bottom of the river there in those places. Whereas, if you look kind of in and diagonally, it seems a little more clear, but straight down it seems like something has torn that up a little bit. There's like not seaweed, but the greenage that grows at the bottom of rivers that seems to be crushed or perhaps loose, as if something has impacted the natural environment down there at the bottom of the river in some way. Juliana, as you are listening, it's very cold, and in this type of weather, not a whole lot of creatures are out and about or making a lot of noises. You might hear the distant call of a bird, but the most prominent sound above anything else is the howling of the wind around you, which is not deafening, but that is a very prominent thing in your perception as you are listening for sounds. It's just this constant
Okay. Would I assume that a storm could be coming from how heavy the wind is blowing?
It could be a storm. It could just be the fact that you're here in an open plain.
Got it.
It's tough to tell. As you look around with that perception roll, you don't see any like major cloud formations that belie anything coming on quickly.
Okay. So we moving on here?
Indeed. Yes.
All right. So you continue farther north. The light begins to fade. After an hour or so, it is dark enough out that you can actually begin to see that there is a kind of faint reddish glow in the distance in front of you. Maybe it's a little hard to judge distance, but you can start to see it. And as you get closer and closer yet, you can begin to see that there are moving and shifting shadows around. And as darkness falls, as the sun disappears completely beyond the horizon, you are able to see now in the light of this, what appears to be fire of some type, there are some large shifting shapes. You're still a ways away, but as you draw closer, is there anything you'd like to discuss or do before you get within earshot even?
So before we get there, How sneaky do we need to be?
I would say as sneaky as possible, right?
I would wholeheartedly agree.
As Narcissa and Juliana say this, Afra just like extinguishes the flames in her hands and just kind of like.
I don't see why we need to be sneaky.
Maybe you could turn into a goose. If you don't want to be sneaky, goose is the way to go.
You are right. I would have to put on my goose boots though, because it is so snowy.
Ooh, but what if they try to catch you and eat you?
That's not good.
So,
I would puny.
who here knows about giants? What do we as a group know about the giants?
Can we roll and
Yeah, would we be rolling history
You
to
could
see if we know?
collectively roll some history checks if you'd like, to see what information you might know.
Wow. No. That's a 7.
it's an 11?
19.
Okay.
We know they exist.
I got a 21.
Apparently.
Okay.
I have a 25, so I rolled a natural 20 and then plus my
All
bonus.
right.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Very nice. Okay, so a couple of you do recall some things about giants, some more than others. Eluin, you know that oftentimes giants tend to stick together when they travel, or even when they are not traveling. Particularly frost giants tend to have a couple of different places that they'll reside, and they'll roam from location to location with the seasons, but they tend to travel together. So already hearing that there's just a handful here is interesting. That is something that goes against what you know. Something must have caused this, perhaps. Lady, you, in addition to this, would also, I think, be familiar that frost giants in particular, while not necessarily the largest or the most terrifying of all the possible giants out there, are known for not being particularly amicable or friendly. That is not frost giants. They tend to be a little bit unkind, especially towards people that they are not familiar with.
They are like elves.
In some ways, maybe, although elves have a certain amount of grace and compassion too. That
Depends on the elf.
fair point. Frost giants, they just mean. It's like they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. They never got their coffee, and they're having a bad day. It's just,
Oh.
you
So
don't
you're
want to
saying
mess
we
with that.
shouldn't try to talk to them first.
I don't know. You do you. And then for Juliana, some additional information for you. Frost giants in particular tend to base their respect of individuals and really their hierarchy of their society based off of the strength and brutality that people can display in combat. And they tend to, more than anything else in terms of looking for food, survive on hunting.
So, with our collective knowledge of giants, and in particular frost giants, should we try to come up with a ruse? Do we have anything to offer them? Do we have any information they might want? Well, they prize strength, and they normally congregate as large families. There only seems to be a few here. So perhaps they're lost. Perhaps we could appeal to them. And it shouldn't be terribly hard to fool them.
You're right. I don't think it would be hard to fool them.
But we're being paid to get rid of them. Does that mean we lead them away, which adds probably days, weeks, months to our task? Or do we just straight up ambush them without knowing anything about them?
I think if we're going to try and fool them, we would really have to put on a display of strength, maybe like us have a sort of fake combat that looks brutal and strong enough to appease these giants. That would be the only way I could see us perhaps getting on their good side, is by being brutal.
But
On the
even
flip
then,
side of that,
we're
I don't
not
know.
frost giants.
So frost giants are in eternally bad moods, and you're suggesting we put on a frost giant circus.
That could be the
And
only way I
entertain
can
them?
think of. Yes.
But even then,
That is the best idea ever!
Wow, interesting. Okay.
I love it.
What were you saying, Narcissa?
we are not frost giants. So while they might be amused at whoever wins, they still might be like, haha, that was funny, smoosh.
It's a possibility.
I think they'll just think that their food was playing with, itself before they got to eat us.
Dinner and a show. I
Um,
don't want to be dinner or a show.
right. Dear DM, I have a question.
Yes.
Do they typically eat humanoids that are smaller than them?
If those humanoids are snack sized and or within arm's reach, perhaps.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
I say we do what we were paid to do. We just ambush them. I have ideas. And then if there's anything to take, we take it.
Kill the monsters. Take their stuff.
Kill the monsters, take their stuff.
No, I
Okay.
think we should buy them dinner first. Before...
Where is there to buy dinner? Are you going to offer yourself up as a goose? Because that's the only place to buy dinner around here.
And
That's not a bad idea.
we're at least 200 miles away from the nearest Olive Garden.
Yes.
Yes, the old Olive Garden, the best chain restaurant in this land.
Well, if they can hunt something, we can hunt something. I'm sure there
We are hunting them.
Oh my god.
We are.
I
we
don't.
got-
Hey,
They are
that's an i-
angry.
that's an idea. We draw one out. We kill the first one. We cook it up and poison it and feed it to the second one.
That's
How
going to
long
take
is
a
that gonna
long
take?
time, and it's cold.
Do you know how big a fire we have to build to cook a giant?
When in regards to
Afra
fire, we
is
have
right
Afra.
here.
So here's an idea, Afra. Do you know how to do a giant ball of fire?
Yes, I can do that.
Wonderful. So here's my plan. We let Afra shoot a ball of fire at them. That way it injures multiple of them at once. If
Okay,
you don't like that plan,
The whole plan hinges on me.
well, no, you start the plan.
Doing that.
That way they're all injured
Yeah.
and
No,
easier to take out.
Mhm.
Or I can go invisible. I can sneak in there. I can snuff out their fire. And then when they're confused, we jump them.
That seems a little more of a plan I would be behind, simply because no offense to you, Afra, but if something goes wrong, I wouldn't want you the first to be injured if something were to go awry.
Invisibility seems like a great advantage, and I believe you're right. The one thing that I feel might be a flaw with your plan is Do frost giants enjoy a good fire? I mean, they are frost giants. They thrive in the cold. You might have to find something else to destroy, but I think the plan itself is solid.
Josh, didn't you say that there was like a fire and that was like the red glowing thing that we saw? You're muted.
What? Yes, there is a fire. Sorry, I muted so I could cough earlier. Yes, there is a fire. You're not sure what the purpose of the fire is. If that's for
than-
warmth or to cook or light. You're not certain, but there is a fire.
Would anyone that rolled above that 20 know that if they're resistant to fire or if they're susceptible to fire or anything like that?
The only thing that y'all would really know of is that cold damage is not a good idea.
Not effective.
I have. Oh, no, Narcissa. Perhaps you
Yes.
could take some of Lady's high octane booze and add it to their fire. That would distract them. Because I'm sure that stuff will burn very well.
It will. Yes.
Yes.
And if
But
you're
then-
holding it when you go invisible, it will be invisible as well.
This is true. But I'm confused as to why we don't like the plan where Afra shoot the big ball of fire.
Yeah, as Juliana was saying, no offense to you, Afra, you watched Afra, like, who had already kind of been, like, moving her hands in preparation, like, look really dejected and, like, go back to shivering.
From what I can tell, you throw it and you don't have to be near it.
Plus, it might give us the element of surprise. I mean, just for a few seconds.
Ah,
Well, while you all are discussing this, what if I just sneak over there, stick to the shadows, and see what we're dealing with? Because we don't even know exactly what's going on.
I mean, that is also a plan. I just figured while we are still far away from them, we should try to come up with one.
Well, I can go forward and scout and be right back.
Okay.
I still
Sounds good to
think
me.
that we should try to talk to them. I can do it alone if you want distraction. I can turn into something else to talk to them. I don't know what you want. Then you control fire.
Can you turn into a frost giant?
No, I can turn into a giant snowy spider. How do we feel? Big frost spider?
I dig it.
You know,
Yeah, may I roll for sneak?
I just heard a story the other day about these giant snow spiders, and I didn't like it. It's very unsettling.
Yes, and that is why I would turn into one because
I think Juliana has a very good point. Perhaps she should go ahead and see what we're dealing with. But I do hate sending anybody out alone.
I can
Perhaps the spider could accompany Juliana just in case there's trouble. Oh, or Narcissa, you could be invisible.
I was about to say I could go invisible and go with Juliana.
All right. Well, actually, the safety in numbers. The three of you, should go ahead and scout out. Juliana this is her area of expertise. Perhaps should take the lead, and then the rest of you, the two of you, if there's any kind of trouble, you make noise. Afra and I will come quickly, with great haste.
Question.
Fireballs flying.
Yes. So are we close enough to see? Are they like up against a mountainside? Are they just like out in the middle of the snow with
It
nothing
seems
around?
to be out in the open. I mean, there's like some rocks in the area and like a couple of trees, but it is they're just kind of in the middle of this field basically. There's some things that you could try to like sneak around, but you're also still a little ways away. But it does not appear to be like in the mountains or anything.
That's fair.
So we all travel forward to where it's safe. The three of you will go in and inspect, and then we finish the plans from there.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Agreed?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Juliana, do
I
we need a
will-
code word since we're both gonna be unseen?
A code word. perhaps a code of movement, but I wouldn't be able to see you.
Yes.
So, but if we make noise, then our cover's blown.
Well, if, say, we were to get picked up or smacked by one of the frost giants,
Uh-huh.
like if we're already in trouble, it doesn't matter if we're invisible.
Sure. Okay. What do you want the code word to be?
What sound does an owl bear make?
It's kind of a hooting
I-
roar.
I know this. I know this one. They go.
Yes, exactly like that. That's exactly right.
At least that's the sound they make when they're being stabbed.
Okay.
Ah,
Good to know.
That's very specific.
I stabbed one.
Oh,
That makes sense.
why would you do that? They're so cute.
Oh, yes, they're cute when they're eating your livestock and your children.
That's fair. Code word.
What about goose?
Hmm.
Or I am being picked up and flung around by a nice giant. That can be the cold word.
Are you gonna be coming as a goose or a spider?
I don't know. What do you want?
How big of a spider can you be?
I mean, it's a pretty big spider. It's like big spider size.
Big enough to like stab one of them?
I guess. I don't think they're really good for stabbing.
I
but
don't know.
Yeah.
Let's make it goose. Just because I love the chaos of it.
All right, Goose.
Just scream goose if you need anything.
All right, are
I
we
could
all in
also be
agreement?
Lady Q to come in as a goose.
amazing.
We
Double
should-
meaning.
All right.
Am I
Okay.
rolling for stealth to
Yes.
proceed?
You will roll at you'll roll for stealth. Narcissa, if you are invisible, you can roll stealth at advantage.
Wonderful.
And lady, if you are in goose form, you will need to roll stealth as a goose. If you want to be stealthy, or do you want to not be stealthy?
I will be stealthy.
Okay, you do you.
Oh, she says with reluctance.
Yeah.
It's
Always.
a goose.
Just don't honk.
You can't help it sometimes.
Okay, what do we get on those stealth rolls?
18.
I got a 26.
Okay, all right. Give it a second for goose stealth. Yes.
Okay, I rolled a 16. I think that's okay.
That's honestly for geese, that's pretty good. That's really good. Okay, you move forward, and as you do, there's you feel fairly confident that you are hidden, at least for the most part from view. Narcissa and Juliana, you can both kind of see where your goose companion is walking nearby, but they're not super unstealthy. You're just even more stealthy, and that's a-okay. As you get closer to this fire, you can see seated around it, there are two large humanoid figures that appear to be seated kind of near each other on one side of the fire. And you can see at the feet of one of the giants is a large wolf creature with snow-white fur. And one of the giants is kind of scratching its head behind the ears idle-mindedly as they are waiting for some meat to cook on the fire.
Interesting. Okay. Trying to think of what Juliana would do. Can I mean, obviously they look pretty at this point like placid, calm, serene. But is it possible I could roll like insight to see like maybe if they have a lot of scars or some kind of indication that would show that they're violent or brutal?
Sure. I'll let you make an insight check to see if you can kind of determine the nature of these giants.
That's not 20, so 27.
All
Really
right.
good rolls today.
That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so based off of what you know, right, about frost giants in particular, you spot a couple of things that may seem to indicate to you some additional information about these two in particular. Obviously, one of them has a pet wolf of some type, and seems to be interacting with the wolf in a kind manner. But you can tell, just based from their physical features, from how they're holding themselves, even from just their stature, that they have seen some action in their time. They you can see scars, you can see even like some scars that are perhaps still healing over a little bit. They have a particularly large elk currently hung over the fire, and you can see that it has several wounds across its body, as it is currently being roasted above the flames. Yeah, so I would say there's at least some indication that they are going to be similarly inclined towards violence, but there's also indication that, you know, at least the one has some kind of connection with this wolf, whatever that looks like.
Okay.
As y'all are there, Narcissa, could you give me a perception check?
Yes.
Oh.
Just, as you've been looking for something, Juliana, I'm gonna have Narcissa give me a look too.
Okay.
24.
24.
Oh, nice.
Of note to you, as you are looking at this site here, you can see that they've got some weapons lying about. You spot that, you know, they have these great axes, and one of them has a net kind of affixed near its belt. But something that really strikes your attention here is that one of the two frost giants, they both have these helmets with large horns sticking out from them. But one of them appears, one of the horns has got the end of it chipped off. And so one is like a full horn and the other one is kind of shorn off partway along the edge of the horn.
Do I see the anvil or anything anywhere?
You can see that there are like some piles near the fire that are covered in like furs and things. I'm not sure what exactly is over there, but
I would like to go over there and just kind of like peek underneath it just to see what it is.
Yeah. Sure. As you walk over, I'm gonna have you give me a very quick sleight of hand check. This will still be an advantage just to like shift things to get a look under without arousing any suspicion.
That's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay. The invisibility helps. As you go and look under there, you shift some of the furs, and you do see there appears to be like an anvil and some other things that look like they would belong in a blacksmith shop. And as you do that, as you shift some furs and then move them back, one of the two giants, their head kind of turns and looks towards you, or towards the general direction where these are, and you hear... it mutters something to its compatriot.
I would like to cast Gust and blow up the edges of the
Okay.
fur to make it seem like wind.
Okay. Remind me, which invisibility spell are you using?
Greater.
Greater invisibility. Okay, very good. Very good. It would be really embarrassing if it gusts and appears out of nowhere. Dun, 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 dun.
Surprise! It's me.
Yes, so there is this little gust of wind as it shifts. And you... do you speak Giant? Is that a language you know?
No.
You hear one mutter something to the other, and then the other one replies in this kind of deep guttural tone. Is took put. What do you do?
I start moving away. Do I see Juliana anywhere? Like hiding?
I would say that you would know, like, kind of approximately where Juliana is, but in order to spot her specifically, you would need to make a perception check or an investigation check and beat her stealth roll
Okay.
Oh.
Try it.
in order to know exactly where. So that's the thing about hiding is,
A 19.
I mean, so you know approximately where you
Okay.
split off with Juliana. There's still a goose running around somewhere. By the way, what's the goose doing?
Whenever she goes into goose form, she feels the urge to steal things.
Oh God.
As is appropriate.
Yes. She's gonna try to take one of their, like, weapons.
No.
Drag.
Lady, no.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
DM, how far away from where the rest of the group is are me and Elowen?
How far away do you want to be?
I have no idea. I don't know where we like stopped.
I would say that you probably split off from the group, like maybe 200 feet away, but you could have moved closer if you'd like to be closer. That's totally doable. And lady,
Afra, do they need our help? Should we move up just a little bit
maybe
quietly?
like 50 more feet approximately.
lady, what weapon would you like to steal? You can see that there are two great axes. They are quite large, maybe a little bit too large for a goose to carry reasonably. You might need to make a strength check to see if you can move a great axe, or alternatively, there is a net affixed to one of their belts.
Okay, I'll do that one.
Okay.
On their belt, though? Whoa, you brave goose.
I can't help it.
Okay. Okay. So as you approach and get close, you manage to go up and get this net in your beak as a goose, and you begin to pull it away gently. Can I get you to make a sleight of hand check as a goose?
Yeah.
That's a 15.
Okay. All right. As you do this, Narcissa, Juliana, and Lady in goose shape, you hear a low growl.
Oh no.
And for Narcissa and Juliana, you would probably be able to see that this wolf, its ears perk up, and its fur begins to stand up as it stands up from where it had previously been lying at the foot of one of these giants, and it begins to pace in the general direction where Lady is currently stealing a net.
Am I able to see Lady do this right now?
I think so. If you'd like to roll a perception check, you can. All you got to do is beat a 16 on that.
Okay. Ugh, went far away. Okay, well that's an 18 without adding my
Yes,
stuff on it. So
you are very aware that there is a goose stealing a net.
okay, so wherever I'm hiding, I would assume that I'm like against a rock or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna press myself into the shadow and lift my head and howl in the opposite direction.
Okay. Give me a deception check.
Okay, excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. If you had said performance, I would have cried.
Well, you're trying to deceive them.
Yeah. 21. I rolled a 15 plus 7.
Okay. All right. Okay, all right.
I hope that worked.
All right.
Imagine dying for a goose.
As this happens, the wolf his head shifts, kind of looking in the direction that you indicated that this howl was coming from, and begins to prowl in that direction instead.
Great.
What are we doing?
I will keep an eye on it to see if it's starting to get close to where I know Juliana is,
Okay.
or if it's like moving out.
Yeah.
To investigate the howling.
It's kind of moving parallel to where Juliana is right now.
Okay.
Where Juliana kind of cast her voice to is a little bit away, but it's kind of not getting any closer, but not necessarily getting any farther at this point.
Okay. Yeah, then if she and our goose friend are not in immediate danger, then did any of the giants notice Lady?
No, they did not.
Interesting.
But they are now keeping their eyes on the wolf as it is walking around. They rolled very poorly on their perception checks, but the wolf has advantage on perception checks that involve smelling and hearing, and so was able to sniff her out or something.
150 feet away, Afra just like shivering is like, I miss the mulled wine.
I would say that Afra and Elwyn, you would faintly hear this howl coming from near the campsite.
Oh, well, the sooner we deal with this, the sooner we can have more mulled wine.
That's true.
Did that sound like a wolf's howl to me, or did it sound like? Did it sound like somebody from my party?
Give me an insight check. Y'all, this is not how I was expecting this encounter to go, but I'm loving it.
All right.
An 18. It sounds like you can identify this is intended to be a wolf howl. It sounds kind of familiar, but it sounds like a wolf howl. But like there's a familiarity to it.
No. That sounds an awful lot like. That sounds an awful lot like Juliana after she tasted those donuts back in Evanstown.
Oh, you're right. At the one.
Yeah, she was howling with delight.
So what now?
Should we move up closer?
Maybe we should get a little closer. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Going to start padding my way through the snow to the next rocky outcropping.
We'll creep a little closer. Afra's
Okay.
gonna be really careful because she's very tall and very colorful, so she's gonna be noticeable. So she's gonna.
As y'all both move forward, can you give me stealth checks?
have
While
a
you roll
question.
those. Yes, Narcissa.
All right.
Oh
So-
my god!
Yes, Narcissa.
That one.
Can phantasmal force be used to create a creature type thing, or is it just a thing?
They can
Or-
believe that there is a creature there.
Okay.
You create that image in their mind, and whatever that image is, they see it and believe it to be true.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to figure out.
Sure. Elwin, what did you
Because-
get?
Because of my armor, I rolled a nat 20,
Okay.
but because of my armor, I rolled with disadvantage, and on my second one, I got a nat 1 plus
Oh
No.
One for a total of 2.
but plus 2 for a total of 4.
Okay. As Elwin and Afra move forward from about 150 feet away, they begin to move forward. And as they are trying to sneak through the snow very, very carefully, almost suddenly, who of the two of you do you think is in front of the two of you?
I'm definitely in front.
As you're going, Elwin, there is a rock hidden in the snow that you did not see as you're moving forward, and you run smack into it, armor clattering, and Afra runs right smack into you right behind, and there's this loud sound of metal impacting rock, perhaps interspersed with a little bit of swearing, that everyone else can hear. And at this point, everyone, the two giants and the wolf, all their heads begin to turn that direction, wondering what might be causing this. What's up, Narcissa?
Okay, so if that's the case, and I probably should have said that, like, I would want to kind of hold this as an action, but
Okay.
I was going back and forth between the things.
I'll let you have held it. That's fine.
Okay, so if that's the case, I want to summon my Hound of Ill Omen
Mm-hmm.
and have it run from the direction that Afra and Elowin are coming from to make it seem like it's this creature.
Okay. All right. That's pretty easy to do.
So, and I can do it within 120 feet.
Yeah, so it'll peer off in the distance and begin running right towards the camp.
Yeah.
What does your hound look like?
It looks like, it basically looks like a giant direwolf, but there's like very, very faint, like tendrils of like misty shadows that end the fur like on his tail and on his haunches, and it's just he's a little bit smoky looking.
Okay, I like that.
So, yeah.
All right. As your hound runs towards the camp, the wolf is going to make a pounce at it.
Go for it.
And the two giants now stand up from their seats. Noticeably, one of them does not have a net tied to its waist anymore. That net is on the ground, currently in the mouth of a goose. Yeah, so Wolf is gonna make a little attack here against your hound. Okay, that's very likely to hit with a 26.
Nope. I'm just kidding. That definitely hits.
Oh,
What? Babs!
Whoa!
No.
Okay. All right.
It hits.
All right.
His armor class is a 14. Of course it hits.
Look, I don't know these things. You gotta keep track of some of these stat blocks for me. Okay.
My hound is wearing armor.
That is 8 points of piercing damage as the wolf leaps towards it and bites at it.
Okay.
Um,
Can he do the same?
a bite back.
Yeah.
Does the hound act on your turn or on its own initiative?
It was a bonus action to summon it
Okay.
and control it. So
Okay.
since
I will
you
say
haven't specifically said we're in
Yeah.
initiative yet.
we're
Yeah.
This is what's prompting initiative. So I'm going to have everyone roll initiative in a
Okay.
second. Make a strength saving throw for your hound, please.
Okay.
And that will determine what happens here.
Okay.
As the wolf is trying to tackle it to the ground.
An 18?
In 18, that will succeed.
Yay!
So your hound stands firm, even though it is being pounced upon by this wolf. And I will let you make the hound make an attack back while everyone rolls initiative.
Okay. Okay, all he can do is bite. That's fine. That's an 18 to hit.
That is going to hit.
Cool. So 2d6. That's 13 points of damage.
Okay. Oh, that's really good.
And
Okay.
He also needs to make a strength save. I think it's the same DC. DC 13.
It's gonna succeed with a 16 then.
Okay.
But that was 13 points of damage, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Alrighty. And we're gonna do initiative from highest to lowest. So did anyone get over a 20?
No.
Okay. Then let's go 15 to 20. Anywhere in that range.
18.
And
18.
18 for Elwyn and Afra. All right. On the 18 in initiative, I will let y'all choose who goes first, and that can change from round to round if you have preferences. In the 10 to 15 range.
12.
I have
Okay.
10.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Lady, what did you get on initiative?
She got a 9.
A 9. Hey, that's just fine. That rhymed. It was unintentional, though. And I am going to put these numbers in our Zoom call chat so that you can all see where things are in initiative and know how to respond. We're going to say the hound acts on your turn, Narcissa, because that'll be
Okay.
easiest.
That's fine.
Um,
Because it'll be going for me for the first
Indeed.
little bit.
Indeed, it will. And so, with that, we are at the top of initiative, and the wolf is going to go first. And so far, it is only aware of the
that
presence
sounds cool.
of the hound, so it's going to make an attack against your hound.
Okay.
But that's not a great roll. That's not an amazing roll. So maybe, just maybe, does a 15 hit?
God, just barely.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
His
Sorry.
AC is a 14.
Ah!
Ah!
Next time. Next time.
I was hoping for like a 13 or something right
fair,
underneath.
Fair. Fair. Okay. That's pretty good damage. That is 12 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, woof.
I mean, is that what the hound says?
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes, oh, woof.
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 Okay.
Okay, and I guess he needs to make another strength save.
Yes, please. As it is
Okay.
trying to kind of wrestle your hound to the ground.
Another rhyme.
It is going to be knocked prone as the wolf has now got its front two paws on the hound, kind of holding it down. But that is its turn, and that will bring us to Elwyn and Afra. What would we like to do? Who wants to go first?
I have the higher deck, so I will go first, and while we are moving forward, or before, I don't know what Afra is doing, but before I move towards the melee, I will use my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith behind me, or beside me, wherever Afra is, and a shimmering glow of sort of golden divine energy encases her for a moment, and then bonds to her outer being to give her a +2 bonus to her AC.
Amazing, thank you.
Okay, very good. All right, and then that leaves us with, or is there anything else you want to do on your turn? Sorry.
I'm just going to move as far as I can
All right,
towards.
cool. I will say that that'll
we
get
will-
you to about 80 or so feet away from where the fire is.
Okay.
So you're getting much closer, but stumbling on your way in closer from 150 feet is kind of what prompted that
Yeah.
them to notice you. Anything else for you?
I still have an action.
Yeah.
You know, no, I am that is it. That is
Okay.
it for me. I will. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Cool. That will lead us to Afra. What would you like to do?
Okay.
You are like 110 or so feet away right now, but able to move in.
I'm gonna move first.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna, having picked myself up from the snow, and feeling kind of the shield of faith take hold. I'm gonna move as far as I can toward the direction of the chaos. I honestly think that might be like all I can do right now is just kind of prepare to attack.
Sure.
Um,
You should have some spells that have a slightly longer casting
I
range.
do.
Some
just
are as
don't
much as 120, I think.
I just don't want to hurt my friends either. Oh
Your
no,
call.
I can do this. I can do this. Okay, yeah. So I'll cast Scorching Ray. 'Cause I can choose the targets for that,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Like I can avoid my friends that way.
that should be targeted. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll cast that at let's cast that at 3rd level. Yeah, so Afra like stands up and her eyes kind of flash briefly,
Mhm.
and she moves her hands and creates. You said there's 2 frost giants, right?
There are 2 giants. Yes.
On the wolf. Okay, so I'm going to. Yeah, I'll hurl the rays of fire, one at each of the frost giants and one at the wolf as well.
Okay. All right. So then make attack rolls for me.
Okay.
And let me know what you get.
A 19,
That'll hit.
12, and a 12.
Okay. The 19 will hit no matter who you target. The 12s are not going to hit either target. Unfortunately, that is. There's just enough kind of snow and ice piled up.
Wait, sorry, Josh. I'm just realizing, except that actually the 12s do become 19 because of my bonus to hit.
Oh, very nice. Very good. Okay, so in that case, pretty much everything will hit then.
They all hit.
Yep. Okay. Sweet. So, give me damage for each roll, and tell me which one you want each one to go to.
Okay. Oh, wait. And 8. Okay, so there's 6, 10, and 8. I'd like the 10 and 8 to go to the frost giants and the 6 to the wolf.
Okay, we can certainly do that. All right. Wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to do in terms of a bonus action, movement? I presume that you're just walking forward as far as you can.
Yeah, going as far as I can, and then just kind of,
Okay.
checking on Eloin behind me and or wherever he is now.
Yep, he is about where you end your movement as you finish your turn. And that will bring us, if there's nothing else for you, to Narcissa.
My turn.
All right. So then, Shadow Wolf will do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does the rule of prone apply to him as well, where he can use half his movement to stand up?
Yes.
Or does
Let
he
me
need-
double check.
Does he need to make an opposing strength save again?
I will say that using half its movement, it is able to stand up
Okay.
as it is simply prone and not being grappled or anything like that in terms
Okay.
of status effects.
Okay.
Yep.
Then he will make another bite attack.
Okay,
He's gonna nom on the other wolf.
go for it.
Ah! No. It was a 7.
It's a real dogfight, though.
I know. Let's see. Have we started attacking the giants yet?
There have just been 2 little fiery little bolts that have struck 2 of the giants. It's not their turn in initiative yet, so you don't know how they're reacting, but
Okay.
fire has hit the giants.
Okay. So since Wolfie is my bonus action,
Yes.
I'm going to. Am I within 60 feet of them?
Easily.
Okay. I'm going to use control flames
Okay.
to uproar their bonfire
Okay. All right.
and just distract them.
Yeah. All right. That's easy enough. So you're not trying to deal any damage. You're just trying to make the fire as large as possible.
Yeah. To distract them from what Afra
Yeah.
was doing.
Everyone, you'll notice this as the fire just swells in size, growing huge. For those of you who are nearby, I would say Goose, Lady as a Goose, and Juliana, you can feel the heat coming off of it. Narcissa, you too, but you were expecting this, whereas for everyone else, it's a bit of a surprise. And Elwyn and Afra, you see the fire grows massively. As this is huge. It now towers maybe 20 feet tall in the air. It's quite large, almost obscuring the sight of giants on the other side for a brief moment for you, Elwyn and Afra. Anything else you'd like to do, Narcissa?
No, that's it. I think that's it for me.
Okay. All right, then that will bring us to Juliana.
All right. So how far away am I from said giant friends?
How far away would you like to have been hiding?
I would assume I would be at least within 30 feet.
Sure. So we can say that you're
Okay.
about 30 feet away from the nearest giant.
Cool. Okay. So I would. I mean, would I assume that they're distracted? Could I get a sneak attack on one of them?
They certainly don't know that you're there, so you could probably get a sneak attack for that reason, if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah. So I'd like to scooch over to one and take out daggers and slashy slash, if possible.
Yeah, sure. That's easy enough to do.
Okay, 19. Does that hit?
Against the giant, yes, it sure will.
Ah, fabulous. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Let me get my dice together here. Okay, so I do 23 points of damage.
All right, and is that all piercing?
That would all be piercing.
All right, very good, very good. Good, I'll just do some math very quickly.
I know mathing, like.
You said
for
23?
me, yeah, 23.
Okay.
I hate mathing quickly. It's so
Okay.
hard
Sound
for
good?
me.
All right, is there anything else you would like to do? That is movement and action, I believe.
Yeah, I don't I mean, I guess I can. I don't think I can move anywhere because I've used all my movement to.
You've got 30 feet of movement, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I don't know that you can move any farther. If there's something you wanted to do with a bonus action, you could do that. You could do an offhand attack, or, I mean, that may really be it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm good. I'll just like hunker down.
Okay, sure. Fair enough. Try to just get out of the way of moving giant feet. And that will then bring us to Lady. What is the goose doing?
Okay, unfortunately, I'm going to use my bonus action to not be a goose anymore.
Okay.
Oh, very sad day. But then I will cast Dominate Beast on the wolf.
Okay, I need to make some kind of saving throw, do I not?
Yes, it's going to be a Wisdom saving throw with a DC of 15.
Okay. The wolf fails. You have dominated the wolf.
Hello, puppy! Cool. I mean,
Does the wolf just like trot over to her and then sit down next to this little dwarf lady that has just suddenly appeared?
It is
And she,
not
like, has-
its turn to move, but
Okay.
it goes from being very hostile towards your hound to, oh, kind of amicable, and
Okay.
looks over and now is like kind of looking at where Lady is standing, and just like its tail's wagging a little bit.
Aw.
I'm hitting it with fire now.
it's okay. It's our puppy now.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn? Okay. All right. In that case, that will bring us to the giants. And let's see if the giants realize what is going on past the deception of the large flame growing in their faces. I'm going to say that one of them is trying to still discern what exactly is happening and what is going on. Aside from seeing the hound, it does not know anything is up yet. But the other one rolled a natural 20 on its check to see what's going on. And that one just so happens to be the one that is right next to where Juliana is. And so, Juliana, you have just stabbed one in, like, its shin, calf, knee, I don't
Sure.
know. You stabbed, it's a very tall creature. So you stabbed
Right.
it, and, you know, you get, like, a nice leg stab, and now it just goes and turns down, and it's going to make an attack against you. It does not have the net that
As
was
one does.
previously at its waist. As it goes to grab for that, there's nothing there. So then it turns and will grab its axe and will swing down one attack towards you on the ground. So that is a terrible roll to hit. Does a 15 hit you?
Unfortunately, it does hit me.
Okay. Do you have your armor equipped in D&D Beyond, or in just making sure that you've got your armor modifier in there? Just because, as a rogue, you should have reasonable dex to add to your AC. So I just want to be double sure.
Oh, I didn't add it to my. You're right. Okay, I didn't add it to my AC. That's what.
So I was
happened.
like, that's pretty low for a rogue.
No, you're totally right. I just didn't do it.
Okay. It's
No,
all
it
good.
does not hit me.
Hey, all right. What is your new AC though? With that added,
It'd
is
be
it-
19.
Okay, that sounds right.
That's
That sounds right. So as this axe comes down, it crashes into the snow right beside you, and you can see this giant is growling, and it's gonna make one more attack towards you, which is actually just going to hit. It rolled it's going to get a 19. It hits.
Okay.
And I need to figure out what dice I need for this. I'm dropping dice. Oh no, come back.
Oh no!
It's fine. I'll just get another one. I've got so many dice. Don't mind me. Just using my dice bag from Hoop and Loom. Check it
I was
out.
about to say, that's a really cute dice bag. Who made it?
It's very cute.
Is it from Danny?
It is from Danny, and if we raise $2,000, you can win one. It's not this one. It's a different one, but it's really pretty.
It's even cuter.
It is very cute. That is true. Okay, I'm gonna roll some damage. I just didn't have a bunch of D12s out. I'm not sure why. Okay. That is 21 points of slashing damage.
That's smarts.
Now, as a rogue, I think you can half it with uncanny dodge.
Yes, I can. So when an attacker you can see hits you, you can use a reaction to halve the damage.
So if you would like to half that to 10, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
I figured
Quite a
as
lot.
much. But that is its 2 attacks as it swings its axe at you twice, missing once, but hitting the second time. And the other one is going to move forward towards where the hound and the wolf are standing, and it's going to walk over with its... it's actually not even gonna... It's not gonna get too far. It's going to reach its hand into the fire, pull out a burning log, and chuck this burning log towards where the hound is. That's pretty good. That's probably gonna hit.
Is it throwing it at my dog or his?
It doesn't necessarily know that its dog is dominated yet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
So it's gonna take. It's gonna take 12 bludgeoning damage.
Did it hit?
Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
It's gonna take 12 bludgeoning damage.
Oh no, that wouldn't help. Never mind.
And is
Don't
it
mind me.
still okay?
Yeah, he's still fine.
It also takes 9 fire damage.
Gosh.
It's a burning log!
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry, is the only enemy it knows is there.
He's gone now.
Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
dissipates.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
It's
good boy.
okay.
Forgive me, good boy.
He's okay.
Okay. But that is its turn. That brings us to the top of initiative with the wolf. Lady, you have the wolf dominated. What do you want it to do?
I want it to finish the theft task. But
so,
this time, I want it to get the sword.
Okay.
Like, play fetch. I'll tell it to fetch the sword.
Okay. Do you mean one of the great axes that the giants are holding?
Oh, did they pick them up already? I wasn't sure if they both did.
You know, I will say that one of them is on the ground because the frost giant did just throw a flaming log. So there is one great axe on the ground, and you want the wolf to go grab the great axe.
Fetch, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. It does run over and pick up the great axe in its giant mouth and is going to begin trotting towards you with this great axe in tow. And the giant is, as it walks away with its axe, going to like swing an arm down to try to grab it and is going to miss, unable to catch the wolf with the great axe before it gets away. So that giant is now unarmed. And your wolf has successfully done that.
I pet him as a reward.
Okay, that is its turn, and that brings us to Elwyn and Afra with an 18. Are we doing Elwyn first again?
You want to go, Afra?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I am just going to. There's like 80 feet left, and I just saw Juliana get hit, so I am just going to use all my movement and use my action to dash and try to close as much distance as I can.
All right, easy enough to do. With a dash, you can get to about 20 feet away from where that fire is, and that's also where the nearest giant is standing. So you're pretty close.
Oh, am I moving? Am I moving into melee range of the giant?
No, you're still about 20 feet away,
Okay.
but you're close enough to where you can like very clearly see it now. You can like make eye contact, and you know you're very near now. You are within the ring of fire light.
Okay. Bonus action: cast spiritual weapon.
Heck yeah. And that gets an attack right off the bat. Who would you like to hit with your spiritual weapon?
I'm gonna get it right at the spiritual weapon is a statue in the shape of Shares,
Okay.
pouring a jug of wine,
Mm.
and it's going to close that window.
Yeah, and I like that. So in order to hit,
it's going to
yeah,
do I make an attack roll on that one?
it's an attack roll with your spell attack modifier.
Here it is. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And are you targeting the nearer of the two giants?
The face of the one that the face of the one that hurt Juliana.
All right. Oh, okay. So the farther of the two giants that has not moved forward yet. Okay. Easy enough.
With a 19 to hit.
That is going to hit. Absolutely.
And okay, 8 damage.
8 damage. Hey, that's not bad. All right. And as you have your spiritual weapon strike into the face of this frost giant, it its head snaps back as it tries to get out of the way, but a little bit too late as you strike it in the face. And that will bring us to Afra. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna run up as close as I can get again. And then since it worked so well last time, I'm gonna go ahead and do Scorching Ray again.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna avoid the. Have I been able to kind of track like that lady like the wolf seems friendly toward her?
I would say that the wolf does not seem like an imminent threat to you right now.
Okay. Roll to hit the frost giants. Oh yeah, so that's a 22.
Mm-hmm.
And oof, that's not gonna hit. A 14.
Okay. All right. So you're just making 2 attack rolls?
Oh, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, so 20. I have 22. So then I
Mhm.
can just direct the. How do I do that? 6. Okay, so 9. 1. I can do because I'm casting it at third. I have.
Yeah, you get 3 attacks, so give me an attack roll for that third one to see if that hits as well.
And that's also a 14. Boo!
Okay, so just the one hits, and that was what, 9 damage?
That was it was 9.
Okay, and that's at the closer one?
Yes.
All right, very good. Math, okay. All right, sweet. And that will bring us to Narcissa, if there's nothing else you'd like to do. All right.
All right. Narcissa will. One thing I forgot to mention about Narcissa is that she has wings.
Yes.
And so, therefore, she will go ahead and take off into the sky. and she will let's see, my fly speed is 30 feet,
Probably.
probably something like that.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If you have the ability to fly, it's usually the same as your walking speed.
Yes. Can I reach one of the giants, or are they
Yeah.
too far away?
Yeah, you can easily get probably into melee with. You can definitely get into melee with the one that's just attacked Juliana. The other one has moved forward a little bit, so that's probably right at the edge of your movement. But you could probably get to that one too if you wanted to.
All right. So, Narcissa, still invisible, will take off, and she will fly towards one of the giants.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna see it because she's invisible, but it's really cool. But she basically goes like this and casts Shadow Blade.
Yes.
And as she flies towards one of the giants, she's gonna take it and she's going to throw it at him.
Okay. And is that an attack roll that needs to be made?
Oh, that's a bonus action. That's cool.
Even better.
Okay. This is a magic weapon. It counts as a simple melee weapon, which you're proficient. It deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit. So yeah, I guess I need to roll.
Yeah.
For that.
Okay. Roll to hit. Because you are invisible, you do get advantage.
Dope.
And yeah, because you're throwing it, you could probably use either strength or dex, since it's a simple weapon.
Okay. Oh, roll good. Roll good. Oh, hey, that's a 17.
Hey. All right, that's gonna hit for sure.
Okay. 2d8. That was gross. That's 3 points of psychic damage.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And is that at the one that has moved forward and standing by the fire, or the one that attacked Juliana?
The one that attacked Juliana.
Okay.
So if that's my bonus action.
Yeah.
Can
the bonus action is the spell cast, right?
Okay.
And then
yeah.
your action is to make the attack with that weapon that
Got it.
you've created,
Yeah.
I would presume.
Yeah. And I'm still gonna hold concentration. If I hold concentration on it.
on
Okay.
Shadow Blade,
There-
or
Yeah, if you drop the weapon or throw it, it dissipates at the end of the turn. Therefore, while the spell persists, you can use a bonus action to cause the sword to reappear in your hand. Cool.
all right.
Then I'm gonna hold
Sweet.
concentration on it.
Heck yeah, sounds good to me. And that lasts what, like a minute?
Yes.
Sweet, awesome. That will bring us to Juliana now. You are muted. There we go.
I muted. It told me. Okay.
Okay, great.
Oh,
So.
that means my invisibility drops.
It does mean your invisibility drops.
Yeah. Thank you, Dish Pickle, for pointing that out.
What are we doing,
That's totally
Juliana?
fine. I am like in the air.
You're in the air. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I want to be just out of his reach, though.
Sure. Easy enough.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Okay. So, firstly, is it possible I can, I guess it would be using my bonus action to hide so that I can get sneak attack again?
You would have to make a very convincing argument to me why the giant that just attacked you twice would lose sight of you as you try to hide in the middle of plain sight. If you can convince me that
Okay.
it's doable, I'll let it happen. But you gotta persuade me here.
Okay, then I have a question for Lady. What color is this wolf pelt that you gave me?
It's like a snowy wolf. Like a grayish white.
Okay, so if I just like run around fast enough and dive into the snow, is that possible?
I will let you make a stealth check at disadvantage.
Okay.
And it is going to get to actively roll to try to perceive you.
Excellent. You know, we gotta try some stuff here. Okay, so at disadvantage 16.
Okay. As you run around and dive into a nearby pile of snow, you have tried to hide. Are you going to attack now?
Yeah, I would love to do a sneak attack.
Okay.
Can you
can
see me?
attack, and you will get sneak attack on this because it rolled really low on that perception check.
Okay, that's delightful. I love this. Yeah, attacking that same one I attacked before would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay. Does 17 hit?
That is going to hit, yes.
Okay. Great. Now we gotta switch dice around. Okay. 3, 6, 10, 13. 21 points of damage.
Yeah, that'll do pretty well. Very nice. That is your movement. Bonus action. I think that's all you've got.
Yep, I'm done.
Okay, all right. That will bring us to Lady. What are we doing?
So unfortunately, I prepared mostly concentration spells.
The joy of spellcasting.
We love it. So the one non-concentration spell I have is Charm Person.
Okay.
It's a long shot, but you know I'm gonna try to talk to one of the less beat up frost giants. You know, show them that I'm loving on their cute little doggy.
Give me a really quick, You know what? Because you rolled high on that history check earlier about frost giants. Giants are not technically the same as persons in D&D. They're not a humanoid. And so while hold person or charm person or things like that would work on humanoids, giants are technically a different class of creature. So you don't think that would work.
Damn.
Now, you can maintain concentration on a spell that is concentration when you are wild-shaped, but you cannot cast anything new when you are wild-shaped.
All right, I'll just use my my bonus action, which is Shalia or whatever, and I'm just gonna whack with a stick.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it.
Good old
You-
shillelagh.
Hit it with a stick.
Great.
All right. Give me your attack roll on that then. As you'll kind of move forward to hit the nearer of the two giants.
So it's gonna be 14.
That is just barely going to miss, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Do you use your spell attack modifier there, or?
It's my spell attack.
Okay.
Modifier.
Great. Okay, just want to be sure. All right. Okay. That is going to bring us to the giant's turn in initiative. The first one there is going to make 2 more attacks towards you, Juliana, because you're causing it some trouble. And one of those is definitely going to hit, but one of them is definitely going to miss.
Okay.
So that is going to be the same deal as last time. Maybe I won't drop my dice this time around. Okay. That is a total of 30. And then if you want to reduce that again with your bonus action, that drops down to 15.
Okay. Definitely would do that.
Okay. And the other one, now lacking a weapon, is going to, I guess, pull another flaming log out of the fire, and is going to, now I think seeing Elwyn having run up in front of him, is going to toss this at you, Elwyn. And that is a 28 to hit. Just misses. Dang it! Ah, bummer.
Yeah. That's gonna be pretty brutal.
It is 18 bludgeoning damage, and then 9 fire damage.
Oof.
I will note, just for you all, that the first one that Juliana has been attacking is looking very, very rough. And I also know that we are getting close to the end of the time that we have, and I want to be respectful of that. So what I'm going to do to kind of wrap things up quickly here, because I think maybe with a little bit of help from healing spells, you are going to be able to end this combat pretty effectively. So what let's do is let's go around and have everyone describe how you want to contribute to either slaying or chasing off these giants, who one of them is very badly hurt already, and the other one, while in okay shape, is likely going to follow suit, just so that we can wrap up in a timely manner. As I let things go a little bit too long early on, and that's my fault, and I apologize.
That's okay.
It happens. It's part
This
of the
is so
fun
fun.
of the game.
Yeah.
I was having so much fun getting to know the other characters.
I know.
I love all the characters.
You
So-
brought
I
some
know.
amazing characters, and so it was hard to shut any of that down. Let's start with Elwyn. How are you going to help to contribute to this?
What I was going to do is I was going to knee slide in front of Juliana, in between her and the giant,
Mhm.
and do a quick cure wounds as I was in front of her.
Yeah.
My back to the giant so that the shield would protect me further.
Heck yeah.
And then the one that was less damaged, I was going to turn and cast banishment on it so we could deal with the first one efficiently.
Excellent.
And it would give us a minute to prepare for the
Yeah.
next one.
It rolled very low on its save, so that would have absolutely worked. So as you banish that one while you quickly team up on the one, and then we'll get the other. Let's go now to Afra. How are you going to contribute to resolving this fight quickly?
Are we still talking about the first frost giant, or are we
Either or both. You're
Okay.
just how are you contributing? What types of things
So-
are you doing?
I'm gonna kind of rush in as quickly as I can, skidding a little bit on the snow and swearing under my breath. I'm gonna lay a quick hand on Elwyn, who I saw just take some damage, and do healing hands, and then turn around and I'm gonna cast Fireball directly at the unhurt frost giant in his chest, and just
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
God.
just massive explosion of fire. I dig it. Narcissa, how are you contributing to these efforts?
Narcissa would rain down a 4th level magic missile
Hmm.
Ooh.
on the one that's super hurt
Yeah.
to go ahead and knock him out.
Yep.
And then she is going to be attacking with her Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Awesome. Rain firing from above.
Yes.
Juliana, how are you contributing as the one is now mostly taken care of? There's still that other one that's just been hit by a fireball. How do you contribute to finishing it off?
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to use Elwyn as like a boost. So I want to jump on his back on the shield and then sort of like land I guess like on the chest and shoulder of the unhurt giant, and with my eyes glowing red, stay in Infernal, tell Lucifer I said hi.
Okay.
And then, Dab it.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay, tasty. All right, nice. Leave a little bit till the end. Buried the lead there. And Lady, how do you contribute to this as we are wrapping things up?
When I try again to hit him with my stick and it inevitably fails, I'll finally turn into the spider and, just try to do the best I can to do like the webbing damage and use the web to like tie him up a little.
All right.
For that one turn.
Very nice. So as you do this and you have, this cool like Avengers team up style moment as everyone does their cool things and the one giant drops and the other giant drops and you still have a new Winter Wolf friend, at least for a little while longer until that spell runs out. Combat is resolved and you very successfully are able to take care of that. You discover many of the things that have been taken from the blacksmith forge underneath those furs and are able to return them back to the town before making your way south where it is warm, going somewhere tropical for little fruity drinks with umbrellas in them.
Yay!
Thank you very much, y'all, for being here. As we wrap up, let's just go around and very quickly say who we are, and if there's anything you want to plug, go ahead and plug that here now. Babs, I'm gonna have you go first if that's all right.
That is totally fine. Hey, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Babs the Bat. You can find me over on Rock Punch ATL, which is where I officially am employed. I have a show there called Babs Fails at Video Games, which is Wednesdays tomorrow at from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I am currently doing a playthrough of KOTOR. I am not good at video games. The name speaks for itself. So if you like it, if you like giggling at people that suck at video games, come join me. You can also find me on my channel, which is where I'm literally headed right now, to run Tuesday night trivia. Tonight is our season finale. As we break for the holidays, we're doing Power Rangers trivia tonight. We do have prizes. All you have to do to play is show up, and the Twitch extension does the rest. So if you like trivia, you like attempting to win prizes, come join us. It's super fun. And yeah, that's pretty much, follow me on Twitter. You'll figure out where I am, because I'm all over the place.
Yes, and there's a lot of cool things that you do too. I love seeing all of it.
I produce and run a show that Josh is in on Friday nights called Tompo. You should
What?
You should come watch it.
What?
What?
It's so fun.
Hey.
Thank you very much. And I know that you do need to dip out, so if you need to head out before we are done with this, feel free to do so. Zach, who are you and where can we find you? Anything you want to plug?
Okay, yeah. My name's Zach Price. You can find me across most social media as Zach Meow. I'm an audiobook narrator, voiceover artist, and voice actor, and occasional music producer. You can find my stuff on Spotify at Zach Meow, or find my audiobooks on Audible at Zach Price. And you can also find me on Twitch twitch.tv/Zach_Meow, where we've got a couple of D&D campaigns going, and I also do live streaming DJ sets, just like I was out at a club. So we play the big hits from the underground, drum and bass, psytrance, electro swing. We kind of cover all bases, just whatever we're feeling like for the night. Happy birthday, Josh. You.
Yes, happy
Sexy.
birthday.
Thank you.
Sexy
Thank
man.
you.
This
Appreciate it.
It has been a really, really big treat getting to know all of your characters, and
I'm dipping out. I gotta
Okay.
go. I'm sorry, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
everybody around the table was an absolute joy to play a game with, and I would do this anytime again. This was just amazing, huge fun, and
Yep.
for a good cause too. Which, congratulations, Josh.
Oh,
You're
thank you.
over halfway there. To the first big goal.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Yes. All right. I've got a little filler spot in there so that everyone stays where they belong. Awesome. Thank you. I will note that we've started the giveaway for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything from D&D Beyond. So type in hashtag Tasha if you want to be entered. Kirsten, what do you got? Anything you want to plug?
I mean, you can come hang out with me on Twitter. I'm a clerical cleric. You know, I'm always happy to play D&D with anyone who wants to play. Just want to say thank you to Josh for letting me play with you guys today. It was so much fun. You were all amazing. And yeah, it was just a great time.
Yeah, well, I'm glad y'all had fun. Time got a little away from me, and I apologize for that, but we had a blast. I had such a hard time just shutting down character moments because it was so fun earlier. Awesome. Hey, Addie, anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to plug? What do you got?
Hi. Yeah, so I'm Addie again. Hi. Basically, where you would want to find me is on Twitter at ADDYLISHUS. That's ADDYLISHUS. I'm a voice actor. I do a lot of voice acting stuff, and I write audio dramas, and I really like to focus on getting people who don't have a lot of projects under their belt into productions that I make. So if you're a fledgling voice actor, come talk to me. Say hi. We can work something out, I'm sure. Yeah, I just like hanging out with people. I love D&D. This was a fabulous time because I feel like I got to play with a bunch of stars. So this was a really good time, and thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm glad we could do it for such a cool cause.
Thanks for joining. It's always great to play D&D with cool people, and this is a great opportunity to play with some of y'all again, and some of y'all for the first time, so it's a lot of fun. Last but certainly not least, Anne Marie, is there anything you would like to plug? Where can we find you on the internet? Stuff like that.
Oh man, it's real easy to find me on the internet. I am that Gregory girl across literally all social media platforms. My Tumblr is where I hang out mostly. I post lots of art, lots of sarcastic political commentary, some live tweets. So that's me. I'm gonna echo, Zach and Kirsten and Addie here, but this was such a blast. Happy birthday, Josh. Thank you for making us a part of it. This was so fun. I feel the exact same way. You guys were just joys to play with, and all the character moments were so fun. And I feel like so honored to have been a part of it at all. So this was so fun.
Wonderful. Well, it's been great having you all here. I am going to go ahead and take us out. I've got a little thank you video from Extra Life, thanking everyone who's come and helped. But before I do go, I want to remind y'all that tomorrow we are starting at noon Central Time, and we are going until 11 p.m. Central Time. I have 3 games tomorrow. I'm running 2 of them. The first one is D&D. The second one is a homebrewed system of my own design. It's going to be pure chaos, as the promotional image implies, with everyone going... And then the final one is a game run by the Bad DM of the Faeforge Academy for myself and some other wonderful friends. So please join us tomorrow for those 3 games. And in between each of those games, I've got little panel conversations with cool folks like GM Lee and Danny Yogani, or Honey and Dice, and Shannon Roby from Paradise RPG. So come join us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to take us to that thank you video, take you to the BRB screen, and I'll actually come back once I say goodbye to all these cool people to tell you who wins the Tasha's giveaway in about 5 minutes. And then who knows, we'll play video games for an hour or 2 until my next call time. May as well. So thanks for being here, y'all. Yeah, if you need a moment to step away, now's a good time. Was that something, Zach?
No, that just looked like my camera froze for a second.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're just sitting very still. Yeah, so we'll see y'all real soon. I'm gonna announce the Tasha's giveaway when I come back in about 5 minutes. So see y'all in a moment. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for donating. Goodbye.